What is up, everybody? Welcome to the ReJect Rundown. We are live in effect. We are back. It has been quite some time. I'm excited. I am excited. It's me, TDK, of course, and not alone, as always. Oh, man, welcome back, man. How you feel? Feels good to be back?
Old and tired, exhausted. Does that answer your question? Huh?
Yeah,
Tony the
yeah.
kid?
That's a typical
Keeping me awake
old man.
past my regular old time bedtime?
Yeah, you'll live. You'll live. You ain't going nowhere. You'll be with us for a long time. All right. I need to talk, man. There's been a lot of freaking entertainment news that came about, and definitely some two people that I posted up on Reject of the Week that I got to share with everybody in the world right now. I'm excited. I miss this. I miss this sanctuary of conversation. Okay. Just feels like we've been gone for a while. Last week we had prior to we had a storm around here. Our electricity went out for a good while. Internet went out for about a week and a half, actually. So we couldn't do any live shows, of course. But also, too, myself and Zach the Mac, who will be joining us a little bit later, lost a family member, our mother. So RIP to the moms, of course. And also, too, I know she wanted us to get back in the niche of things. She would definitely, like to tune in on, especially on YouTube, and watch us and just, wait for us to finish up and then comment, or even then she'll text us as we're doing the show. Good job, or whatever case would be. And it'd be like, you could have just chatted on there. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's all good. No worries. So we'll get back into it, man. When I get back into it, man, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. And, generally, you've always been a good person to talk about this stuff. You know what I mean? It feels like this is a good rapport here, right? It was good. We can
Yeah.
discuss
I'm about to
things.
go give me a little shot of tequila with orange juice real quick. Um,
Hey, don't worry, I got my B-box too. I'm over here enjoying myself as well.
you can't talk
Oh,
without drinking, you know?
hell
Especially in
no,
our
not
day and
about this stuff.
age.
That's right. That's right, man. But some of these things are getting on my nerves. So we gotta express a little bit. All right. Let's get into
I'm
it, man.
gonna
First
walk
thing on
away
the
for a
board.
minute, so let me know if you can still hear me.
Getting
Can
everything?
you hear me
Sounds
now?
good. Yeah, little scratchy, but I hear you. First things first though, peeps. What happened while we were gone? The trailer for Avengers Doomsday appeared. Everybody, the full trailer for it. All right. And it had everyone in talks. It was all over social media. It was all over YouTube, of course. Everybody was talking about this. And generally, I gotta talk about it too. We gotta get up on here. Like there's a lot of stuff to unveil with this trailer. It generally seemed to be the mirror image, but updated image of all the leaks that we were getting. The leaks that we were getting about the trailer, possible trailer, seemed to be actually accurate. And it came out and it looked good. It looks good. All right. People are dogging the Mystique image, which I'm not mad at. I like the Mystique image. The Mystique image, the new version, in a sense, for the MCU looks dope, in my opinion. All right. Stop. I mean, people just need to stop being a little critiquish in this manner. Looks
Well,
cool.
it's funny that they critique about all the time. It's always about a girl's costume. Look at the
True.
fact that nobody ever critiqued about how all the X Men looked all jacked up and weird.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But I think she actually looks kind of almost close to comic book accurate in this time finally.
You know what she reminds me of? I feel the
No,
aura of X-Men Evolution. When that cartoon came out, like it gives me that type of vibe about this. Like this is that
well,
version of Mystique.
it's a good thing you say that because if you look at all the casting, it seems like they're aiming at younger generation of X Men.
Exactly. And we'll discuss that a little bit later about the ages and generally who will be casted on there. So we're going to get into that for sure. So you're right. It just seems like it's a good thing that they're bringing the old version of the X-Men from the Fox era, of course, because I guess you would say it's their final send off, as the characters, and this is their goodbye. And maybe not. Maybe they could come back later and do some crossovers, future, old, past, or whatever case to be, or alternate, versions of themselves, or whatever case to be, which is perfectly fine. And it just looks good. I think this is actually perfect in how they're putting things together, and definitely the Russo brothers do it best. So, like I said before, that this Avengers Doomsday is going to be the biggest piece to what the MCU is wanting to tell for future stories, the most important one. But I don't believe this will earn as much as what Spider-Man just earned this past weekend, and it already reached $1 billion. All right, already, and by God, it deserves to reach over freaking $1 billion because that movie was freaking awesome. It was awesome. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's leave it at that about the trailer. You know, we're definitely gonna probably get a couple more trailers because the movie comes out in December, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, December 18th.
December 18th. So we got a lot. There's be a
So
lot
just a
different
few
more
days
trailers.
before Christmas.
Yeah, there'll be definitely more trailers to come out. So we'll definitely keep tabs of this. Well, obviously the first trailer that came out, I'm excited, got me hooked up on it, and ready to go, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready for this movie. All right, next trailer that was released while we were missing was the I Play Rocky trailer, and you know, I, it's weird to get my thoughts on this because I'm not mad at the fact they're doing a biopic of how Sylvester Stallone, broke his way into entertainment world. All right, I get that. I think it's just it's weird that we're seeing this as the Rocky. It's like basically just telling the Rocky movie and how it started in a sense, compared to just tell us how Sylvester Stallone broke into the entertainment world in another way. You know what I mean? Instead of revolving around the whole film, it being the Rocky movie, and in that manner, just give me the biopic of Sylvester instead. But
unless they're doing something where they're probably training this guy to be the next like younger version of Rocky. So
possibly, there is a big possibility in that manner, and it's weird because I would like to kind of understand from Sylvester's side of things as to why. You know what I mean? Like, what was the big picture? Which I think he has. I think he has actually sat down and done, an actual conversation as to what was the purpose behind this. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm cool with it. But again, I just want to do more research and kind of understand more so of the concept. You know what I mean? That is what it is. It's just understand the concept.
due to like allegedly, that favorite word with the little song being tossed around the world.
Allegedly, that's right.
Yeah, allegedly. There you go. Thank you. Oh man, needed that for a minute. Haven't seen that in a while.
Same.
I heard out there, through the achievement world of old men, with older people playing bingo. They told me that there's a good chance that this is supposed, not this guy, but Stallone has been planning on doing a prequel to Rocky. So if
Yeah.
this kid is being cast as Stallone, imagine this guy looks like Stallone a little bit.
True. Very true.
I don't think he's over jacked like Stallone was, but
right.
Man, give him a few steroids and put him in the ring, and we might see new Rocky out there.
That is facts. Yeah, okay. So based off of that theory, then okay, fine. I'm cool with it. This is if this is a stepping stone to something of a bigger project, then it makes sense. Again, I think that's why my thought process and my critique on this is not more so of just being a little nitpicky. It's more so of I want to understand it more. I want to understand the purpose of it. So I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to be too much into it. I'm gonna watch it regardless. It's just it's the concept. I want to understand it. So
Yeah,
we'll go
it's
from
understanding. I mean,
Yeah.
for us to look at it and be like, "Why Rocky?" I get you because
Right.
it's like if you want to do something based on like how you became something, it should have been based on your whole life from the beginning all the way to now.
Correct, Amundo.
Like a biography.
Yes.
Or if you wanted to do something like just Rocky, why not just a series?
Correct.
Simple old bio series.
And especially on HBO Max, I think they would have worked with him a lot better and got a good connection with them, and that would have been a great series to watch, my opinion. But again, like we said, well, then again, Rocky is MGM, right? So it would have been on Amazon Prime. That fine, whatever. It's all good. So, but bigger, better things. Let's see how this one
Mhm.
turns out to be. I'm agree with you on this one. So we'll see. Other stuff that came out was announced actually that kind of weird, but we're getting a reboot of Free Willy. Oh man, we're
Ain't that
getting a
much
reboot.
free away already?
Say it again.
Ain't that ain't that wheel free already? Is there any other wheels out there? Last time I checked SeaWorld, there's
There's
no
no
wheels at
Willies.
SeaWorld.
I didn't think so either. I didn't think so either. I'm kind of confused as to why we're getting a reboot of Free Willy and why Warner Brothers is greenlighting this. Like it was a great film for its time, like especially when Michael Jackson played the song. You know, when he created that song, I can't remember the song's name, but when he made that song,
Will you be there?
thank you.
Not the
It
Spice Girl version, but
right. It was definitely tailor made for the flick to why the flick was such a dope movie at the time. And right now it's more so of just like, what is the reasoning behind it? Why the hell do we need to get a reboot of freaking Free Willy? What for what? Like it throws me off here. Like you could think of a different story with different animals, like freaking free tiger, free Tony the Tiger. You know what I'm saying? Do something else. I don't know. You could have you could have done something differently instead of doing Free Willy. But it's like I feel like we're
Free
gonna get
Mowgli from the jungle. Shit.
you Free Mosley. There you go. You know what I mean? Like it feels like more so it's gonna be a lot of CGI, my opinion, and I think that's where we're not going to get a good connection to the film like we did the first one. And I think that's where it's going to suck. I
I
feel like
hope
it's going
it's
to
a
suck.
lot of CGI because you never know if that wheel can actually pull off that jump again.
Those the same. I think the Indian chat they did, you know, when he was like, you know, Sanana, Isis. Oh man, that was come on. It's coming back to me. It's my indigenous side. It's our indigenous side kicking into me, man. It's coming out. You know, it was dope. It was cool. I missed that movie now. Now I don't want to rewatch it. So but we'll see. We'll see who plays the character. You know, I think they reached out and asked the original actor who portrayed the young man, and I think he's excited for it to see what's going on. He may be obviously get a little sneak peek. You know, we'll probably see him in the film, of course, doing a little something something. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It's okay. I guess it's okay. Thing of a good news that we got. But great news. I don't know if you caught this, but filming has begun, people. Filming has begun for the Spawn movie. All right. That freaking looks dope. People were wondering, is that Chat GBT? It is not. That is really what he looks like over there behind the scenes. So, guess what? Get excited because I am. I surely am. And I'm ready for that freaking Spawn remake that's happening right now. I'm finally gonna see a good version of it. And I think Todd, you know, McFarlane over here was been waiting for this for a long time. And Blumhouse, and I guess they're the ones that helming this film is gonna give it justice for sure. So let's do this, man. It looks dope. Looks freaking dope. You excited for it?
Yeah, the long ass time a week for it.
That ass.
But then again, movies take long based on probably one, the writing, 2, the
True.
writers strike,
True.
3, money wise. You never know the
True.
people who are putting money on this project backed out at that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still surprised that not Michael J. Fox, I mean
Jamie
Jamie
Foxx, fool.
Foxx.
This guy. You ReJect of the week right now, oh man. I'm
I'm
gonna
so surprised that
put
he
your thing out
stood
there.
with the with the project, you know.
Same. I am too, but I think he's. I think this is tailor made for his character per se, and I think it. I think he's been so excited to start it to the point where I think it's been beneficial for him to kind of stay in the gym, keep himself healthy, you know, be ready for it. Probably read more on the comics a little bit just to get an understanding, or watch the animated series. You know, I think that's probably some of the homework that he did, and I think this is why I trust it. You know, no, seeing what he did with Ray Charles back then and that biopic, in all the work that Jamie Foxx has done in general, he's that type of actor that when he does a project, he wants to give it his best. whether it be just comedy standard, be a fill-in, be be the main character. I'm always been a fan of his work, and especially now that he's been chosen to do the Spawn movie, man, I think it's gonna be dope for sure. I think I'm be excited for this when it comes out. Hopefully in 2028. I'm not too sure when the actual release date is, which I don't think they've announced it per se, but I'm hoping since it's starting now in August of 2026 that sometime in 2027, maybe late, and that's where they'll probably air it. So, but we'll be there in theaters though for sure. This is a movie theater version. Okay.
And the last one was too.
Yeah, it was. Weird. That's why there's a question mark there. What was said prior to a couple weeks ago that Alvin and the Chipmunks are also getting a reboot. Why? I don't know. You could have stayed with the ones that we've been watching from Disney for the longest now. Like, why are we getting a reboot with Alvin and the Chipmunks right at this point right now? Doesn't make any sense to me. Are you trying to make him more, high schoolish in a sense, or kiddish, junior high-ish? I don't know. It doesn't seem right to me. I'm not excited for this one, actually, when this was announced. Any thoughts on this one?
My guessing is based on the main cast and actors themselves, the live actors. I think they're too old to reprise their roles. So for them to have a Dave Seville that looks like he's still young enough to be in his 20s or 30s, they got to recast.
Okay. I guess.
So that's my
makes sense.
My 50 cents into the pond.
To the reboot. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. But who cares? Like, this is something else. It could just do cartoons, man. Just go cartoons. But it is what it is, people. But it's coming out. So, you got kids, they'll watch it for sure. Like I do. But mine kids ain't gonna watch it. They probably will. Wait till DVD. The other good reboot, I guess, that was announced that's intriguing to me because of the production company that's doing this. A24 production company has announced that they're going to be rebooting the Bloodsport movie franchise. All right. So A24 has done, the movie that was with The Rock behind his biopic of the wrestler Mark Hearn, and some other good War Machine, right? That film. Some other good projects, that came out. And I've liked what A24 has done. As far as the film company, the type of films that they put out, they have been really grounded and really, thriller like, but also attention getter. And for them to do this with Bloodsport, I'm cool with this. I'm actually cool with this. Let's get a good martial artist type of film. Let's get a nice little competition like the way they did. Give us that old school early 90s fighting style. That's what I want to see. But what do you think?
I wonder if they can either give us a 90s style or if they're aiming at something more modernish. That's the one thing I'm guessing too.
Okay.
They did great when they did the Kickboxer one back in a few years ago.
Right.
With that one chick. That was a good movie. And Batista played the villain. So here I'm surprised. I want to see who's going to be Tom Poe because that dude was
huge.
Jacked up. Like, yeah.
He was Korean, if I'm not mistaken, in the film itself, right? I'm not sure if it was North or South Korean, but yeah, I'm intrigued. Definitely so.
Crazy point about that is that he actually made a movie with Bruce Lee.
He did. Yes. Mm-hmm. Was it one of the first? It was one of his beginning films.
Yeah, I think it was. No, I think it was one of the last ones. I think he was in Enter the Dragon.
Oh, gotcha. It might have been. Great actor. Him and Van Damme did a lot of films together, and he was a great villain for sure. Not gonna lie, dope villain. I would have loved to seen him in Expendables if he was available to do it. That would have been dope for him to make a nice little comeback as a villain again, and do a quick scene next to Stone Cold in Expendables. That would have been dope. That would have been.
I know. It kind of sucks to see Stone Cold gone in the movie anyway. So now you would have to probably expect him to be like a henchman for somebody.
Right.
He can't be a henchman. I mean, he's at a good age for it. I mean, almost all the Expendables are old as hell anyway.
Mm-hmm. They just more so bring all these cool cool old action heroes and villains in a sense, bring them back for a film, and let's give a good film. So we'll see. We'll see. I like that. Another reboot. Oh man, what? It's a weird one, but it's a reboot nonetheless. It was announced. Disney. No, it's not Glee. So stupid. Disney announced that they're rebooting the Mickey Mouse Club. All right. I don't know why, but it looks like they are. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Like, I mean, you got Ryan Reynolds over there. Ryan Gosling in the back. You got Justin Timberlake, JC Chavez over there from another one. You got Felicity right there in the middle underneath the reboot sign. You had freaking Britney Spears. You got freaking who else was on there? Christina Aguilera. What's it called? Carrie Russell. I think that's her name. So yeah, it is what it is. You know, some great actors and actresses, singers, artists, you know, entertainers. They came from this. All right. They started from here, became stars. Okay. So I can't be too mad at it per se. It gives me a cheesy vibe, but maybe the world needs a little cheesiness. You know, maybe the world needs some type of cheesiness like this to be on TV again, you know, for the kids, So I could be okay with this. I mean, the last show that we seen of Mickey Mouse Club was in 1996. That was when the last show aired, right? So whatever. It is what it is. Fine. Let's bring it back. Let's have some fun.
Not me, man. I'd rather see Mickey Mouse that one cartoon that we used to do where Mickey Mouse was a host of like a nice old nighttime club or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they'll like air nothing but good old fashioned cartoons. Okay. That was something to watch. I think it was Mickey Mouse, not the Clubhouse. What's the Clubhouse? Yeah, look it up.
Could have been the Clubhouse. Yeah, could have been Clubhouse. I think so.
House of Mouse.
House of Mouse. Yeah.
I think that's
the other one, the other setup with Disney was the Disney movies. You know, their own personal TV movies were dope. I think they need to get back to that. You know, I know there's some stories out there that could be told. You know, that they're probably trying to give us. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, could be doing that. Like the old school movie Brink was good on Disney. The what was it? My mom, the Guest House or something like that. The Smart House was a good film. In the middle of the lane, something like that. It was like a bowling movie. You know, we had some good flicks that came out from the Disney flicks, and some of these actors were on there too as well. So why not? Please bring it back. You know, so that's okay. It is what it is. It's Disney. They got tons of money. They want to do something. They figured bring this back. And the new CEO, I guess, is, you know, he's a big fan favorite of the classics. So I think that's probably why we're getting something like this. He's thinking that this is going to be successful.
And from what I heard, he's not trying to explore too much of Marvel like he did back in the day. He's trying to take it easy now.
Right. I think he's been more so telling them to cut back on the TV series and show projects like that. More than likely invest more into the cartoons again, like they're doing with X-Men 97, and then bring the movies and these actresses and stuff like that onto the big screen. But even then, give us a few projects out of the year compared to giving us 5 or 6. You know what I mean? So,
have you watched the new episodes?
Of which ones? The 97?
X-Men?
Yeah. I'm caught up. It's crazy. It's good.
Me too. Dude, yeah, I was about to tell you, I saw something that was pretty cool, and I'm like, oh man, if they did if this is a hint of what's to come of a cartoon that has been people have been waiting for.
Yes.
You saw that, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. So I am, and it excites me. It excites me. So I this is a good topic to to definitely keep going with for sure. But I love it. I love what they're doing now. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I trust in the CEO. So far, he's made some smart moves. You know, I think we're good as far as what the future's at stake. So let's continue. This is not bad.
You know, we still reach after dark one day.
Yeah, hell yeah. The other thing was that was announced is that Monsters Inc. 3. All right, everybody, it's in the works at Disney and Pixar. They are finally making, number 3. And it's not necessarily where like they did with number 2 and go back at, Academy or University or whatever. It's going to carry on after what happened after the first film. So this is an actual sequel, which technically, in my opinion, should be Monsters Inc. 2 instead of 3. But they're labeling it as 3. So the big question is will Boo return? Right? I think that's the big question. Can Boo return to the Monsters Inc.? Because she was a big piece of that first film, right? She made the film. So it's interesting to say the least why they're doing a number 3. But, I think we'll then definitely see the success of Sully and Mike Wazowski and how they turned around Monsters, Incorporated with the whole, the laughing gas in the sense of whatever case to be, or how much energy they were able to bring back with all that and how much they've been contributors to their success. So that's something we're going to want to see, in my opinion, but it's going to be a good kid flick, and I'm ready for it for sure. I'm excited. You excited? Actually, did you see the first one?
I think both actually. I even have I have one of the songs that they sing together. I got that in my playlist,
Oh,
so
there you go.
I'm actually ready. I'm actually excited for the film. I like I've always been a fan of John Goodman, so anytime
Yep.
John Goodman or Billy Crystal in a movie,
Right.
trust me, not much Billy Crystal, but John Goodman, I'll watch a movie.
Yeah. Agreed. So let's keep it tuned to that, everybody. I'm excited for it to see what new monsters they bring up and come on there. What was also made official was, the returning of Rob Schneider coming back to Grown Ups. He's going to be returning for Grown Ups 3, which is in production as we speak as of now. It would be airing on Netflix. All right. So get excited. He is back. I think he was a big piece of what was missing in part 2, in my opinion. Part 2 kind of fell short of what was necessarily needed to be told. And I'm excited. And I was wondering why he never returned, but then I found out as to what was the purpose. So I'm glad that, Rob Schneider had his time. Obviously, him and Adam Sandler always has been great friends. And now that, everything is kind of calmed down and kind of deterred a little bit. And obviously it's on Netflix. So at this point, Rob's ready to get back into it. And I'm excited for him. He kind of made the first film, especially with everyone teasing on him with, his fake hair, his daughters, his old lady mistress in a sense, whatever. So it's cool to get him back in there with Grown Ups 3, and especially, what's coming up next. So you ready for it?
Yeah, definitely. On the street, let's watch it.
Mm-hmm. Did you like the first one? You seem like a Rob
First
Schneider
one's
kind of guy.
good. Not much. I'm actually more of a David Spade guy.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
why.
What reminded me of that after my mom passed was the whole, how like David Spade in the movie where he's like, "Ooh, let's get our death on, everybody. Let's go on." Oh, sorry. I'm a little nervous when dead people kind of say little crazy things. Sorry. Ooh, get a little crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's like we made that joke once, and it was like it brought us back to that. And I'm like, all right, we gotta watch Grown Ups again. Pretty funny. David Spade is always a good guy.
Well,
I
wasn't
think
it
they're
Grown Ups like? Weren't they the first movie? I think they went back to their childhood area because somebody
yes,
died or something like that.
their basketball coach. They were kids. They had a basketball coach when they were
Yeah.
kids. They won a championship with them. That was the only championship the coach won with the kids. So they all came back together and did it. And yeah, sure enough, it was crazy. It was good. And we got a lot of SNL, characters from obviously in the past where Adam Sandler brings them in and out, all his friends or whatever. But good film. Very good film. Loved it. Also in production is Harold and Kumar 4. I don't know if they're going to go back to White Castle anytime soon, but it is what it is. We need some good potheads in the film franchise, and I think these guys are the perfect couple to do so. So it is in production. They're getting everything started now, and hopefully we get something coming back probably next year for sure. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun. I don't know if they're do they'll do Thanksgiving this year, because I think the last one was about Christmas, and the one before that was, them out of jail. So it was like, I think we're in two to find something else. But I think they should go back to White Castle. If not, go to Taco Bell this time. There it goes. Or maybe Dave and Buster's. I don't know. Wingstop. We go to Wingstop. Who knows?
I think talk about. I'm thinking White Castle has closed a lot of locations, so
true.
That'd be interesting. They actually do it just to find a White Castle still open.
Right. I thought about that too.
The other thing I could think of is one, they could probably make in this movie. They could probably mention the fact that it's all finally available that you can actually smoke it without getting in trouble much.
That's true too. That is true too. Since then, it's a lot more illegal around the area, in certain states compared to last time. Especially when they did the first film. So could they use this as a tool for the film? That's a good thing. That's a good thought process for the flick. So maybe I like that idea. That'd be pretty intriguing to see if they use that.
It'd be cool if they did a crossover with the guys from Half Baked.
Oh yeah, Dave Chappelle come on there. The Spanish guy, the freaking, the white comedian that will look freaking high all the time, like, yeah, man, freaking hey, man, put that on a burger, man. Yeah. That actor was freaking hilarious.
All those guys.
Yeah.
If all of them were all in the movie together, that would be crazy to watch.
It would. That would be interesting. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that one. Maybe they could do some crossovers like this. Maybe they could do that crossover even with 22 Jump Street. You know what I mean? They could pop in there too as well. Do some crossovers there. That's fine. I'm cool. Let's do it. If they do that. That's actually fun and cool. Let's see if it works. In other words, that was announced. That was pretty good actually. Disney's making the Princess and the Frog to bring it to live action. All right, so that's intriguing. I think it's well deserved. My opinion. I think this film should happen for sure. But besides that, though, Coleman Domingo, apologies, is set to co-write the script for this film. Now, it's not necessarily, obviously what the Princess and the Frog was in animated version, but it is going to be a continuation from that story itself from that, and they're just making it into a live action. Which is intriguing, to my opinion. Instead of it making a direct, actual just remake itself of it into a live action, it's just more so a spin-off, but also sequel to the Princess and the Frog animated version. So I like their head is with that. And I think that'll be a cool concept for them to develop and bring to the big screen. And with Coleman in there, some of his work has been good. He's been, obviously in his work as Michael, as the dad, of course, Mr. Jackson. But even in Euphoria recently, the last 2 seasons of Euphoria were successful, and he was a big piece of that. So, or even I think the first season he was in there too as well. I'm not too positive, but I think so. So since the Jump Street, he's been pretty well established. So if he can, I'm down with it. You down with? You've seen the first one? I haven't even seen the cartoon version of it though.
I've seen it, and I got the main villain theme song in one of my playlists. So yeah, I'm down for it.
Okay, cool. You like the idea that it's a spinoff, or more so like a continuation, or do you feel like it should just be an automatic remake?
No, I don't think they should do remakes anymore. Last time people keep complaining about remakes.
True.
So if you do a spinoff, or not even a spinoff, but if you do a continuation, a sequel to it,
yeah,
you can always add elements from the last film and talk about what happened.
Makes sense. Yep, that's perfect.
That way, when you do the sequel, when you do the movie that you're doing live action,
yep,
everybody's up to date.
Right. That's good. No, that is good. I like that. Okay. So we'll keep choosing it. We'll keep tabs with you guys. Let you guys know nothing's really set in stone as far as direct date. So obviously we'll talk about this later down the road. So let's get into next. For sure though, Tangled is back in production. Everybody, we have gotten our first pictures of the said actors. You know, you're on the left and the right. I don't know which characters they are. Well, I do. Obviously, you can see them on the picture in the middle, of course. But names, I don't friggin' know. I didn't, my kids love this film. I didn't really watch it so much, but it was, kid friendly. They're excited. And for it to be back in production after all the negative press between the Snow White issues, Little Mermaid, like you were just discussing when it came to the remakes, Disney was really concerned as to this being a success in live action. But I think this one per se can, can be successful. I think this one is better, it has a better chance than the others. The ideal date of release is in 2028 sometime. So, hey, let's go for it. I'm cool with it. It has a good chance, in my opinion, and it seems to be more kiddish, funnish type of story. And I think that's why they wanted to keep this in mind to hopefully bring it back in production, which they are now, and I think they're excited for it for sure. So good standard in that point. So we'll see how it goes, though. What do you think? Any thoughts on this?
The movie was, I don't remember much of it. I watched a little bit because Mandy Moore was the main girl in Tingle.
True. Yep.
It was fun. I seen the lady who was going to play the mother, and she's a pretty good actress, especially because she came out in Wanda and, what's his face? Vision and Wanda.
Oh, yeah,
She came out as a villain in that one.
Yeah.
So I want to see what she does because she's a good singer.
Agreed.
So it'd be interesting to see if they go on full on musical or not.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So, all right, we'll keep tabs of it. We'll see how this one goes. See how this progresses in the future. All right, everybody. Good. Also, good news that's in the works, people, and it was confirmed. Shang-Chi 2 is in development. Everybody, so be excited because it's about freaking time that we get some good news about this. The director himself confirmed it, Mr. Daniel Cretton. So thank you for, saying yes. Thank you for giving us this update that we needed because golly, man, the fact that it was, a success when the first one came out and it's been what? When did the first one even come out? That's what's ticking people off as to why we haven't gotten, an actual sequel to it. Came out in 2021. We're in 2026, right? And it was a
How
success.
did it do? Was it?
Yeah, 92%. I'm going to give Rotten Tomatoes a little process here. 92%, when it comes to people excited for it. I'm going to get Shang-Chi box office success. So this grossed out to 432 million overall worldwide, right? On a budget of, what was their budget here? Global ranking, perception, 3 day 4 week production budget was around 150 million, 200 million, give or take.
So they broke even.
Yeah, it pretty much, yeah, exactly. They pretty much got even in that too, and then some. Earned half of what they've made out of the film, right? And in essence of other sequels that were greenlight, that's that type of money as to their success to the first film is why they greenlight the second one. So for them not to do it with this one, that's why fans were like, why? I like the film. I like the story. It's original. It's different. It's exactly what we needed when it came to what they gave us in Black Panther. Like a different character, different, obviously culture, and a proper story within that culture. And that's what they did with Shang-Chi. And that's why I was like, hell yeah, this film turned out well. And to see him now back in Avengers Doomsday, but also people are like, let's get the next story about it. I think he would be a great piece to the MCU success for the future when it comes to mutants. You know what I mean? He could be a big piece to that storyline of what needs to be being told for them. So thank God. Thank God they greenlight this one. I'm excited for this. Any thoughts?
My opinion would be they didn't greenlight it so fast because I think they were waiting to make uh for it to apply it into the story of what they're
Yeah,
doing.
true, 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 true.
A lot of movies they had vision back in the day, like they had a whole schedule of films. Those were
Hmm.
all pushed back into pre-production and not even production at all. You
Right.
look at Blade. Blade,
Yep.
man,
Fucking
people were
shit.
all excited about Blade, and look what happened there.
Yep.
Same thing with what else? I can't remember a lot of movies, but Marvel had so many, Disney had so many things going on, shows, movies.
Yep.
What
Yep.
happened is that they overcranked everything, and
Yep.
none of them were adding to the movie that they were trying to build.
The
Remember that?
connections,
Yeah, they weren't connecting to the main idea, the main visual.
the main plot,
So
the way they
there
were
you go.
doing
That's what I was
the,
looking for.
the main plot, like they did with Thanos, right? The Infinity Stones itself.
Yeah, they weren't connecting to it. Look at WandaVision, okay?
Yep.
WandaVision, good show.
Right.
One of her kids and all that wanted the life that she wanted to have with Vision.
Right.
Afterwards, she becomes a villain for what's his name?
Doctor Strange.
For Doctor Strange. She becomes his villain. And
Right.
then, dude, what happens after that? She dies, and now we have no Wanda.
Right.
And the story has nothing to do with what's coming Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people are looking at. Like, look at the fact that we had Hawkeye, the series.
Yeah.
And yes, we got, Hawkeye ended up with Black Widow's sister getting more vision, movie time and her name being thrown around more.
Correct.
But after that, we barely see her in the recent film she's in.
Yeah.
So, same thing, and she might be in the next, she might be in Doom. But after that, where do we go? So I think that's why Shang-Chi wasn't being pushed right away because they want to make sure it leads to something or it goes from something.
I like that. If they did, if that's truly the thought process, that makes you hit it right in the ball when it comes to making it makes sense. Because for it to be that successful, it's like, why are we gonna waste it? Let's connect them. Let's give him a big purpose. Let's give him a big piece to the pie as to the next storyline of Avengers and the mutants. And he needs to be a pinnacle point if he's that successful. Because obviously the fans love him. The story was great. He has a backing. So let's do it right by the character. And that makes sense as to if that's truly the thought process. I like what you're going with that.
That's how I would do it.
Okay.
If I was in charge of Marvel or DC,
Yeah.
I wouldn't just toss everything and see what sticks. I'm actually
Yep.
going to try to. If my ideal is that we had to go from A all the way to Z,
Yeah.
then I'm going to make sure that we everything leads to Z
Yeah. Yeah.
or leads after Z to or the next Z,
Yep.
And that's the thing. That's what I would want to do. And that's something I think the fans got tired of was you were
Facts.
just tossing everything at us.
Agreed. It truly was. Agreed. Well, that was good news. Good news there. So let's keep moving, people. But I'm excited for it, and I'm glad. We got the green light. Ryan Reynolds also said that he is in the, it's in the works for the next Deadpool movie. So good for them, right? I think Ryan Reynolds, the MCU, the Disney, they like this character. They like what's going on with it. Obviously, it's a cash cow, and whether or not he connects to the rest of the X-Men for the future, for what stories being told with him and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and what could just be generally told for one-offs here and there. Let's go for it. I'm cool with it. It's good. It is good. So I think he came out and wore the costume, at one of the Comic Cons, if I'm not mistaken, especially for one of the promotions, particularly for Avengers Doomsday. And I think that's why they're thinking that's the costume he more likely will be wearing in that film as one of the surprise entrants, in a sense, for that flick. So if so, I'm down. If it's a Deadpool Ryan Reynolds flick, I'm gonna watch it. Same with you, or are you ready
Yeah.
for them to turn the page?
No, no. I think Ryan Reynolds still has another film or two with him as Deadpool. I mean, what he's done? Only three so far?
Yes, yeah. This was his third one.
And you got Tom Holland, who's done four now.
Yep,
And Tom Holland's appeared in other like Marvel movies.
yep,
Same thing with Robert Downey Jr. and
correct.
other characters, you know.
Yep,
So why try to tell Ryan Reynolds that, hey, dude, after this you're done? When who knows, he probably has more stories with them. That's
yeah,
the one thing I love about Ryan Reynolds is that not only is he an actor, but he's a writer too.
true.
So,
Yep,
and he reads the comics. Remember
yes.
when Juggernaut
Oh yeah.
appeared, he mentioned the comic that Juggernaut first ever appeared in
Hell
that
yeah.
theme film.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I like about him is that he knows his comics. He knows
Mm-hmm.
exactly what if somebody was to take over a franchise, that's this guy right here.
Nice. I like it. I agree with you on that. I that's a great point, and I agree with you for 100% on that in that part. And yeah, even if he doesn't stay as Deadpool per se as that character, and let's say they bring back, and obviously with the new genre or the new future for the mutants and the X-Men storyline MCU, let's say he gives the green light to the newest Deadpool, right? And coming about, because obviously there's like we just saw in the last third film, multi versions of Deadpools. So if he helps the next Deadpool be successful for the X-Men and be part of that and one of the task, obviously the X-Force or whatever case it be, like that story was told in the comics and X-Men 97, it's a great part that we have him in good connections with Marvel and Disney, because he will then be a great piece to the success for that character. And that character is, it definitely helps with them, bending the realm of not being so much of a PG and definitely being, that rated R, or breaking the fourth wall, fifth wall, hell, even just the wall in general, like the whole universe itself. So it helps. It's great. It's a great aspect to it. You hit the money on the point there. So let's go. Let's do it, then, man. Let's have some fun. I definitely want to see different, him in different scenes with him and other characters. I'm ready for sure. now, now we're on to the other announcements that had on Marvel, because there was a recent Comic-Con that came about in, I think, San Diego, if I'm not mistaken, the big one. You know what I mean? And a lot of great ass announcements, but it definitely was announced that Ryan Gosling is the new Ghost Rider and generally the MCU's Ghost Rider. All right. That film in general is set for be a 2028 release. So he's a new writer. But I also believe he's not just generally the new actual writer like Johnny Blaze is, as to what Nicolas Cage's character portrays, but he's a different Ghost Rider. I gotta look up the name for it. I just saw it right now and I gotta remember of characters. But what do you think actually of the announcement? Do you think, oh man, this was a great, pick for them?
So Ryan Gosling's a good actor, so why not? Look what he did with Barbie and how far he took that, and that's him being Ken in Barbie.
Yeah.
So Gosling has done a lot of good films, action packed also. For him to take the role of Ghost Rider, I don't see it wrong in it yet. I want to see what he does with the role before I judge. So I think he's good. That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
Different generations. I want to see different. What are the different Ghost Riders? Is that what I think? That's for four. Oh, Danny Ketch. All right, so there's a couple of historic Ghost Rider actual characters. Like Johnny Blaze is the big main one, of course, that we've seen, especially what they did in the first film at Fox. But the second, there's also Alejandra Jones, which is the one that I believe we saw in the Ages of Shield of their Ghost Rider, right? We saw that one. So that was one of them. And then you got Bobby Reyes, which I actually maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the one that we saw in Ages of Shield. I never saw the series, but one of those two were the characters that showed up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it was a Ghost Rider nonetheless. But Danny Ketch is also a big one, and it looks like that's the character that Ryan Reynolds is taking over. He's not going to portray Johnny Blaze like Nicolas Cage did, but it looks like he could be the one that's taking over Danny Ketch in there. It's why the logo of Ghost Rider looks like one of the comics that portrayed that character. So if it is, fine, because then we can see freaking Nicolas Cage and freaking Ryan Gosling over here face to face as the Ghost Riders. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. Sure, why not? Multi versions of Ghost Riders. Let's do it. So I'm cool with it. Fine with it. I think he was a perfect pick, anyways, to be honest. So I like it. What do you think?
Another thing I'm going to mention is that another thing I'm going to say, for him, I actually like the fact that if this is the ideal is that Cage is still going to be Johnny Blaze, that's cool because there's rumors that Cage might be in Doomsday as Johnny Blaze.
Yes. That's also
or
allegedly.
Secret Wars.
Or Secret Wars. Allegedly. I like that. And I think a lot of it's going to be in, I think, not going to lie, I feel like Secret Wars is where a lot of these characters that we've seen in the past, like even Elektra again, like her coming back. What's her name? I forgot her name. The one that just returned as a character. Aniston? No. Kristen
Dunst? I don't know.
The actress, the lady that portrayed Elektra. What's her damn name?
Jennifer Garner.
There you go, Jennifer Garner. Thank you. She's supposed to be making a comeback too as well in Secret Wars. So I feel like Secret Wars is where they're really gonna bring back everybody as their characters, and generally everyone's gonna be having some type of scene with each other, which is, man, I'm not gonna lie, that Secret Wars film is gonna be dope. It's gonna be crazy, in my opinion. Crazy to see all these characters come back and portray their characters. I'm ready for it. I really am. So if that'd be the case, then why not? Let's do it. Other casting that occurred that looks like Marvel's getting ready for the X-Men for sure, right? Frost is here, everybody. Samara Weaving is going to be Emma Frost, all right? Now, her age is 34, all right? So please keep that in mind. Now, it's a big piece of this because it does shed the light as to certain characters of the X-Men and in the X-Men storylines as to who are going to be the older folks and who are going to be the younger folks, right? There's always going to be a blend of the team. There's always a team that was the original team prior to, and they're older now or whatever case to be. So now, I'm not saying 34 is old. All right, I'm definitely not saying that. I'm in my 30s. But there's only so much age difference you can portray next to another character so it makes sense, right? And the storyline goes is Emma Frost does have a love interest with Cyclops in the comics and the cartoons. But the dilemma is that if they're going to be portraying the new X-Men team younger, then we really can't get this love interest with Emma Frost. All right. Because that age gap is going to play a factor when it comes to them being on screen. And it needs to make sense as to the comparison of the characters. So I'm cool with her joining it. I've watched her in the most her flicks where it's Ready or Not. She makes a run for it. She has to survive, and that film in general is freaking hilarious. So she's good, and I think this is a good pick for them. I know we were talking about what's her face, the singer that was possibly Emma Frost, but it is what it is. If they didn't pick her, fine. They're picking Miss Weaving here. I'm cool with it. Did you like their pick? Did you like the pick itself, old man, or would you have done something different?
No, Frost. I'm cool with the pick. Um, One thing is, Frost is not supposed to be young at all. She's supposed to be, if you remember the last time they did the film of her, she's
Facts.
supposed to be older.
Older and mature, right?
So her being 34, so for her to be at the age she's going to be when this film arrives, um, it's not a bad age, especially because I think Cyclops is going to be in his 20s. It doesn't really harm the visual at all.
True.
So that's
But also,
that's my opinion. Is that
okay.
um,
And
it's not going to really.
what's up? No, you want you finish.
So it's not
You,
gonna really cause anyone. I think it's not gonna like. You think people who are like in their 20s dating people that are in their 40s. Heck, you
true.
think people in their 20s dating people that are in their 80s. So Samara Weaving, I mean, it'll work out. Cyclops will, it's gonna work with their and Cyclops in that film.
Good.
What I want to see is, and we already see who Cyclops is. So
Yeah.
my question is, when are we gonna start seeing the new Professor X and other actors?
That's true. Because I feel like Professor X and, obviously Magneto and that type of team itself is going to be more so, they'll be more intact with how they know Emma Frost, but also even Mystique's character. Like, I feel like when it comes to Mystique, Magneto, uh, what's it called, Professor X, they've already kind of lived the era of them being mutants and had their past history, like we saw in what kind of story they were telling in X-Men First Class. So it's like those type of characters are the older folks, the veterans. Actually, I better say the veterans as being mutants, and now the new X-Men team, like Cyclops, like Jean Grey, like freaking Beast, and all them. They're the younger generation stepping in to make a connection to the team. So that's perfectly fine. You're right about that. But let's keep moving though. We got another MCU X-Men cast. And yeah, guess what? It is spoiler alert because it's been all over social media. There ain't nobody in this world that has not known who this person is going to be playing. But guess what? Sadie Sink is going to be Jean Grey. You hear it first. She's 24 years old and she's playing Jean freaking Grey. Not bad. Marvel, not bad at all. Perfect. I love what she did in the film. I love the fact of how she got her mutant powers and how it became the beginning stages of knowing her powers to the aspect of I'm a teen now, still, right? In the sense, like in her teens, her powers became to be, but as she got older, it flourished. It progressed. It got better. As to the essence of X-Men, how they've gone to school, their powers were beginning stages. The longer they stay in school, the better it gets, right? The better her powers can be utilized and they flourish more, they progress. So not bad at all. I love it. I love this pick as Jean Grey, and I'm loving who they picked for Cyclops, so we'll talk about next. But do you like this pick? Did you actually like them picking her as Jean Grey? Scratching off there a little bit.
Oh, for Jean
Okay,
Grey, or
there you go.
even for Jean Grey, or she would have been a really good MJ also. She fits the
Oh man, got kicked out. It's all good. But him talking about making a good Jean Grey, not bad. I think I think it just fits better. It just fits more of the concept of why the MCU is going to be investing in the mutant timeline. They're going to be investing a whole lot of them having the mutants now, because now they've had their chance of telling what the Avengers were and are to the franchise. So them picking these characters for the MCU for the X-Men for the future is what tells us why Marvel is investing heavily into the storyline of the mutants. But go ahead. Can you hear me now? Oh man.
yeah. Okay.
There you go.
So what I was
Way better.
saying is, um, yeah. So hopefully it doesn't happen like that one time where I was trying to watch a fight and I got kicked out like every 5 seconds.
Hopefully.
So as I was saying, stupid actress. She fit the role. She fit the look.
Mm-hmm.
She could have been either Jean Grey or Mary Jane. She would have been perfect for either one of them. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that. But and who knows who's next? And
You're breaking out again, oh man.
okay,
There you go. There you
I'm
go.
pretty much okay with her.
Good. All right. I liked her. I liked the role.
And then that
I like
keeps kicking me out.
it's getting there. It's getting there, man. But yes, that's good. Now that we had the first two love interests for the character Cyclops, we wanted to know who the hell was going to be Cyclops. All right. And sure enough, they made the announcement and said Kit Connor is going to be the new Cyclops for the MCU and X-Men moving forward, everybody. And I'm not going to lie. He looks like the perfect fit for what they're going with here. I'm liking this pick. This young man is 22 years of age. So them picking him to be Cyclops tells me that we're finally going to get the X-Men that focuses as Cyclops being the said leader and how he needs to, be a good mentor for the rest of the team, but also to a kid himself that he needs to understand what it is to be the leader for the X-Men. So what this tells me is that, hey, he he needs to set and have a good relationship with him and Professor X as to all the teaching. So whoever Professor X is going to be needs to be that great mentor, needs to be a character that can helm a great mentorship for the future. So I'm ready for this. I'm cool with this being that character. Did you like this pick, old man?
I never seen him much, so I can't really judge him.
Me neither. Never seen him actor. I've never
But
seen him
I
act nowhere.
mean, he kind of has a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say he doesn't as other actors in the movies. I can't judge a book by its cover no more.
Facts.
So
That's true.
yeah, well, he's a good actor, good choice. Um, let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm saying. Like Marvel is investing heavily in the new X-Men timeline. So I think they've been waiting for this, and I feel like there's gonna be so many good stories to tell from this. So get a good young cast to helm the next future films, and you'll have success. So I think these guys, they better be ready because it's gonna be nothing but success moving forward. So not only did they set up the X-Men, but they're setting up the new Black Panther, everybody. And I think even this character is going to be doing well. Mr. David Johnson was announced that he's going to be the new Black Panther. He is 32 of age. So that works well for what the future is about to being told for this character. All right. So I'm excited. I'm not mad at this actor. Yeah, he's done great work. He's been in a lot of good, solid films in the last, freaking year or two, to be honest. He has a great set of a resume. I loved him in the Alien, not Covenant, Alien Romulus. So him being that cyborg like and him having that set of a stage to act the way he did, great. So he's obviously going to be T'Challa Jr. and basically now move forward for the storyline for the Black Panther, be the new one. And we're going to get a big jump, obviously, for what was done from part 2 and how it ended, showing him being a young child to him now being, a young man, obviously, for Black Panther 3. So there's definitely a big jump from this timeline. So hopefully, Ryan, you got to give it to Ryan Coogler, man. He can tell a good story. So I think Ryan Coogler for sure will tell a great story as to what's going to come next for the Black Panther. But are you okay with this pick, old man? Do you know of this actor at all?
No, but you know what's funny is that they did a visual presentation of him, like what he looks like, and it's
Yeah.
crazy how he resembles both Chadwick and what's her name? She came out of Helen of Troy. She's the mom in the movie. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
her.
Yeah.
How he resembles both of them in this film. That's the crazy
Yeah.
part of it. It's like if they were to really have a kid, this actor is it.
So why not?
And
That works.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Why not? You know, go for it. Let's see where it goes. You
Yeah.
know me, I always have a let's see where it goes until it goes somewhere. Then I'll be like, oh, well, you should have not
Same.
gone there.
Same. I agree. We I think that's what our connection does well when it comes to us judging movies. It's more or less of like, ew, something does scare me here, but let's see where it goes. I'm not afraid to hear a good, a good concept. I'm not afraid to watch your theory of what you feel like could be this flick. Once I do, then that's where my judgment comes into. So it is what it is. But I'm excited for it. The fact that they announced to have a new Black Panther to helm the next future films and freaking projects that's coming up. Why not? Let's go for it. Let's do it. Sad news though. We were talking about good, great stuff that was happening, but now the sad stuff. Now the things that pisses me off here. Okay. Wonder Man was canceled over there. All right. Season 1 was a super success, but yet somehow they canceled season 2. That makes me pissed off, makes me mad. I don't like it. It aggravates me because it was such a great series. But, oh man, I'm gonna hold. I had to check myself after my first initial reaction. Okay. Because now my hopes is that they are now knowing that he did such a great job for series that they now want to add him to the movie screens. They want to involve him more into the movie screen team that's coming up. Could he be one of the new team leaders for the new Avengers instead of what we got pertaining to, freaking Winter Soldier and all them? Could he be one of the new team leaders for the new Avengers? He can do such. Can he be another character that they'll love to helm when it comes to Secret Wars and all this kind of stuff? He can do that. He definitely can. The actor himself has the potential. So that's my hopes. That's one side of pissed off that they're canceling such a great series because it was a great series. But my hope is because of that they're saving him for something bigger. Your thoughts? Oh man, did you even watch this film?
Oh man, talk it.
The
Oh man,
series?
speak.
Yeah. Oh man,
No,
did
I
you
did
like
on
the
the phone,
series?
but I watched the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I remember we were talking about the series when I was
Mm-hmm.
watching because I was asking questions. They were like,
Very true.
wait until it happens. I'm like, yeah. And then, of course, I saw the ending. I was like, oh, crap. Uh,
Right.
I'm kind of disappointed that they canceled season 2. I agree with
Right.
you because the way season 1 ended, it's like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Why are there bubbles?
I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know who did that. Wasn't me. I swear to God. But go
It
ahead.
wasn't
Continue.
me. So, so what I want to say is that I think they canceled it, kind of like what you're thinking. One, Disney is trying to get rid of so many series.
Yep.
That's the one thing that this guy said is, he's getting rid of a lot of shows. So
Yep.
his main focus might be on the shows that people are going to really sit down and watch, which would be Daredevil, like a Daredevil verse, where it'll be
True.
Daredevil, probably Punisher, which
Yeah.
in my opinion, Punisher deserves the movie.
Agreed.
Um, Probably the Midnight Suns might get a show or a movie. So
Agreed.
what I feel like is happening is that we're pushing away from shows itself,
Yep.
and I feel like Wonder Man is gonna be probably like he said in Doomsday, or he's gonna be in Secret Wars. I feel like he's moving into the big screen now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I think so too. I mean,
So
he is definitely one of the characters that is technically a mutant. You know, he's not necessarily someone. I'm trying to remember the series in the beginning and how he became and have his powers. Like, I don't believe that he got his powers from anything per se, like an Infinity Stone or in general, whatever concept, whatever happened. It was more something that has been with him and that's been, concealed over time. And then just his powers, now started to spew. And I love this. Is the crazy thing about this is that the storyline of the series was such a potential to the mutants' future is because of how they would they actors would sign an agreement for those who have powers, responsibility, and franchise and films and entertainment business do not want to work with them per se. They don't want to have a risky chance of doing that because of, I forgot his name, Blank Man. I'll say Blank Man because obviously that's Damian Wayans, but the character that they had on there, that was there was a story of a character they were telling and how people go in his body, they will come out somewhere else, and he would kind of Dimension Man type of deal. And yet these new actors like himself had to sign these agreements, so it was a big piece to the mutant era of frustration with people who have powers, who are trying to live like normal people, right? So that story concept, I think they're trying not. It makes sense to me why they cancel it so much, to the point that they're going to now invest that in with the other mutant franchise. It's just the beginning steps to X-Men, what's to come. So if that's the case, great, do so. Wonder Man, though, himself, the actor Yara, please involve him in the Avengers. Let him be, a big piece in the Avengers. Get him to the Avengers. Let him be a big piece of that pie. And that way you finally have an Avengers team. There's some people in there that have powers. Like, obviously, with Thor, with Hulk, and all them being in the originals. We need somebody like that to have something, because the guys who they got, Avengers right now, the new Avengers team, bro, not good. Not good at all. So, I mean, they're great characters, but they could get beat up. They got beat up by Sentry. So it's like, come on, man. You need somebody to have some type of powers. So
And that might be another reason why we're waiting for him to. He might appear in Doomsday because we're gonna need him to fight. But I
True.
also think like what you're saying, him being mutant, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're already putting it out the right thing. Fucking X-Men.
Yeah.
He could be part of the X-Men films.
Teacher. He could be a teacher. He could be one of the big pieces to him being a teacher in there.
So you see, it doesn't, like, just because a door closes doesn't mean another one opens.
Agreed.
Except for the guy who's playing Blade, but who knows what's gonna happen with him?
Agreed. Oh, friggin' agreed. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll keep tabs on this, everybody. Obviously, this was a big sour point to a lot of people's, freaking week. It did leave a bad taste to people's mouth, because it was just like, bruh. But remember, we have to trust in the franchise. So far, Marvel, yes, they've had some failures, but somehow they've done a great pivot points to where they digest somewhere else into a better storyline. Hell, they gave us what we got for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and right now with Avengers Doomsday, they're righting a lot of wrongs. So let's take it as this. Let's take it as face value. All right. Now, old man, I didn't even know this film was even in the works. All right. But it seems like there was a trailer that dropped that seemed to be Matchbox a film. Okay. Like, if people don't know, but back in the day, Hot Wheels was one franchise, Matchbox was the other franchise. All right. They were both making toy cars. Basically, more likely the same damn cars, just had different names on the product. And somehow Amazon, or Apple TV, I apologize, Apple TV, not Amazon, don't get mad at me. Apple TV decided to make a movie out of it, and give it to John Cena, make him the main actor, and give us a Matchbox movie. If did you see the trailer first of all? Let me ask that question. Did you see the trailer at all, oh man?
I didn't even know it existed until you just mentioned it to me.
Okay, so I won't talk too much of it. I'll put it this way: since you didn't
No,
watch
go
it, I
ahead.
won't
Go
talk.
ahead.
Okay,
I'll watch it later
but
on.
I'll just say this though. I do just want to say stuff, but I want you to see it first. I want to talk about it. Let's have a conversation about this for sure. So, but what I do want to say, the film comes out on October 9th, all right, on Apple TV. It just watching the trailer aggravates me because it just gives me a goofy version of Fast and the Furious. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. And I know old man don't like it because he doesn't like Fast and Furious franchise except for the beginning film. But it
And the end
that's
film.
what's up?
And the end film.
And the end film, right? So
Yeah.
right there in the concept just needs you got to put that in concept. It literally gives me Fast and Furious vibes, but it's like, hey, I'm a secret spy, but back in the day when I was 9, 10 years old, I used to play Matchbox car toys with my friends, and somehow the evil villains picked us all up, and now we became the Matchbox team. What? You make a movie out of it? I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm more likely gonna watch it because it looks funny. It does look funny. It's just the concept throws me off. So I'm gonna leave it
Oh,
at that.
don't forget, man. Don't forget
Go ahead.
that. And sorry to interrupt you, but I gotta bring it up right away. Don't forget that a long time ago they made a movie based on Battleship.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Real
And
Steel.
those two
Rocket Soccer
aliens
Robots.
that were, oh yeah, I thought they were gonna make a Rock and Sock Robot movie.
So here's the crazy thing. We've always thought that Real Steel was just basically Rock'em Sock'em Robots as a movie, but they
Yeah.
never they didn't attach the Rock'em Sock'em Robot name to the flick. So that's why now, yes, Rock'em Sock'em Robots is becoming a movie. So that's what just throws me off. But continue. That's my thing. That's all.
No, that's the thing. It's funny. I believe, if I'm correct, the guy who created Hot Wheels, I think his best friend is the one that created the other car.
Okay. Interesting. Not I don't know the story of
And
that, but that's interesting.
I think they were partners, and I think they split. And so the guy who created the competition for Hot Wheels, he just took the idea from Hot Wheels and just went with it. And I guess the guy from Hot Wheels never sued. He's like, nah, you know
Oh.
what? Let him have it. He's like, he could have it. He could do whatever he wants with it.
Ha. Okay, so I googled it. Hot Wheels started when Mattel co-founder Elliot Handler wanted to build faster, cooler toy cars than existing brands like Matchbox.
Oh, okay. So Matchbox was already out there. Okay, never mind.
Right.
I
Yeah.
thought
So
they
it looks
were
like.
like partners. Huh.
Yeah. I'm gonna look into it more, but there was a launch in 1968. So I'm gonna read it more. But I like where your ideas go. I like what you're talking about because now I want to look into this. But yeah, continue.
Forget what I was talking about. Being old
How
and
the
everything,
owners,
you forget
well,
things.
how the owners, how they kind of switched off and how, this was Hot Wheels talked about this and then the owners kind of split up. One made Matchbox and how, where it becomes with the film franchise.
So, in my opinion, that would be a good way to make a film franchise is have Hot Wheels and Matchbox go against each other.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I can see that. And if it's on Apple TV, those type of films where it's one of those like it gives us a good movie franchise type of budget, but it gives us direct to streaming. Like how we used to say back in the day. And I'm maybe this is how old I am. All right. A direct to DVD version, right? Instead of a movie that's going to the theaters, it's more so going direct to DVD. and that's where it seems like it's one of those films that it's going to direct TV. So, hey, if they want to do that with the concept, then fine, right?
Man, he's on those directed TV.
I do so though. Whatever, man. Shut up. Leave me alone.
Like my days, man. My days, we didn't even have CBR movies. We had to sit down with a guy with a stone. He had to carve it on a freaking rock. We had to watch the whole carving on the rock and be like,
the little chisel, ching, 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 ching. I made a wheel. Stupid.
The wheel part 2. Come over here.
Or one of those guys that has the knife, the carving knife, had a little wood in it, and make like wooden toys out of it. Like, bro, that was you guys back in the day. Okay.
Yeah, our best movie is called Being Chased by Dinos Part 1. Where what we do is we grab a, he doesn't listen to me right now. We grab a torch, toss it at the dinosaur. Then me and all my buddies will just, whoever tosses it, we had to watch him run and get chased by this dino chasing his ass. It was pretty good entertainment.
So yeah, I mean, couldn't watch nothing else, so why not do something like that? You know what they didn't make? Nothing about this. Bring back. They didn't make another Flintstones. Live action. Do a live action TV series of Flintstones. But
it's hard to do when you don't have John Goodman to do it anymore.
True, but you have actors that could play a good one. Like you have, what's his face that plays Olaf? He could be a good Fred.
I mean, he sounds kind of like this when he talks. Hey, everybody, I'm Olaf.
Oh, okay, wow. Okay. All right, you're right. All right, so maybe what's his face that plays a Grown Ups, the chunkier guy in that one.
Well, we need somebody who's going to be available for another 5 more movies.
True. He needs to be in his 30s, a little gruffy voice, a little thick around the bones. All right, keep an eye open. Let's keep an eye open. But I think they should definitely do a live action TV series of fucking Flintstones. That's my opinion. But I want to continue.
I agree, though.
I don't want to tear off. This is a good. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. This is a good let's talk about it, type of concept. Let's bring that back.
I thought we had brought it back. We just took the turn and went somewhere else. It's I'm doing. Let's talk about it. That's a ReJect after dark type of thing.
That's true. Let's talk about it. Flintstones. Theories.
Casting.
Theories and casting. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna write that down. Write that down.
Sure, let's talk about it. All types of movies. Johnny Bravo, Flintstones.
Hey. Cartoon Network.
There we go. Yeah. Cartoons.
Let's put that cartoons. Let's do something. Let's get some good ideas out there. Ideas. That's a good concept. I like that. All right. On to the ReJect right now. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it moving, peoples, man. Because I'm telling you, man, this has been, I'm sorry, old man, but there's a lot of stuff that's been occurring that kind of went down. It's a lot of entertainment things that obviously.
I gotta know where to go tomorrow.
Me either. Not early. Let's put it that way. Later in the afternoon. So we're good. Barbie 2 is obviously in the works. But the issue, what's going on with Barbie 2 is that Gosling is seeking a major salary increase. All right. Because honestly, he looks like he has a 12-pack over there, young man, and he's going from MCU to freaking Barbie to in space. This guy's all over the place right now, right? So at this point,
sadly, everybody was talking more about him than Barbie herself in that movie.
Right, but he did a great job as Ken, right? I mean, I saw the film up until the ending. Okay, it just I already knew in my mind that I wasn't going to connect with the film and be able to withstand the whole film itself. All right, I just knew it. I just knew it in my head. But Ken himself and seeing the portrayals of some of these characters in there, look, Ryan did a good job. And if he was one of the pinnacle points in the film, then yes, he deserves just as much as a salary as Robbie. So I think just give it to him. Why not? Make the film. Who cares? You're going to earn it back. People are definitely going to watch Barbie 2 like they did Barbie 1. It was a great franchise. It was a great it was a great money, earning for what the first film was. So why not? What's your thoughts on that? Do you think he deserves it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, in my opinion, when somebody carries a film for you and they come out as the star of the film,
Yeah.
they should get a raise in the second film. Not as high as the main star of the film, not as high as Barbie herself, but somewhere around the line. So yeah, I believe he deserves to get paid.
Good. Okay. I mean, so we'll keep tabs. I mean, Barbie 2's in the works. Kids are gonna watch it. Young girls. I mean, everyone in the world. They're gonna watch it. They're gonna attain it to it. They're gonna watch it. Classic old folks like yourself, old man, because obviously you grew up when the first Barbie came out and you wanted to put it on yourself. You were one of those guys. You're one of those guys. Collectibles. And I remember the crazy thing. I remember working at Toys R Us back in the day, and when these new type of Barbies would come out on the shelves and fucking A, man, there are so many people that would be there at the door, like these collectibles kind of people who collect the Hot Wheels, who collect the freaking decals, who collect, Marvel toys and all that kind of stuff. Those type of collectors, they were also collectors for Barbies. And they were there at the door. Hey, man, let me get the box in the back that you just got from the truck. Let me get that box. I'll give you, hey, I'll buy it for retail, but I'll give you an extra $50. You want to, let me do it. Let me get it. So, I mean, I'm not gonna put my business out there. I'm not gonna put my business out there. Now, I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. I don't know how
Oh,
long.
you're not working there anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely ain't working there, but I don't know how long, I can get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? The legal status, you know what I mean? Like the timeline. I don't know if I'm past it or not. So I'm gonna keep it until I get your age, old man, and then relieve the story. So I'll leave it for there. I'll leave it for there. With your old ass.
Me, being an old man and all, when I was working at a retail store, I won't mention which one. There used to be a guy that would show up and all the time, man. We knew his name, we knew who he was, and we knew what he wanted. He
Yeah.
wanted either the Hot Wheels
Yep.
or like the next Marvel toys that came out and stuff like
Yep.
that. Heck,
Yep.
even WWE toys. He wanted the
Yeah.
popular stuff.
Yes.
So when this dude showed up, we already knew he was coming, right? And I remember I had to hide Sting so that I could buy Sting because Sting, the first series of Stings were coming out, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta hide this motherfucker from this motherfucker. So I
Yeah.
grabbed like a few. Every time the Sting came out, I would open the boxes and check when I find them. I'll
Yep.
go and stash them in an area in the break room, and then on my break, go pay for it, put it in my locker, and walk away. So yeah, I remember how fast these guys appear. Like I'm like, damn man, there should be a rule of you not. They are almost at the door of the how do you call it? The door where people are working at to the back
Oh,
area.
the employee door, the back entrance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
toward where the truck is at. He's like almost
Yeah.
at that door trying to get in, like waiting for us to let him in. I'm like, dude, hold the horses, let us do our job.
Yep. Crazy.
So yeah, that's how crazy this shit is nowadays.
Yeah, that's how crazy That's how crazy that people can get. You know what I mean? They're still they do that some like nowadays with Pokemon cards and the collectors themselves in general. There's yes, there is a good business behind it because obviously that's what they do for life. That's what they do for their monthly earnings, right? That's their business. So I understand it. It's more so of those that are a little too extreme and they're like, all over your face and just breathing on you heavily and spitting on you as they're trying to explain what they're trying to do. Like, bro, get back the hell up. Give me fucking 5 feet, bro. Like, what? Just chill. I get it. You want the new Hot Wheels freaking blue car, Ford Explorer, well, I don't know, 19, whatever the case would be. Okay, I get it. Well, see if it's in the box. If it's not in the box, you got to go. You know what I mean? Fine. I get it. It is what it is. So sometimes it can be extreme. There's this, oh my God. Oh man, there was this one guy. Like, Oh, he looked like he never showered. Stunk. He stunk like ass, bro. Like it sucked because his name was Fred.
You
His name
talk about
was
the Flintstones.
right. They're talking about the Flintstones. I was like, his name was Fred. Like his name was Fred. He had a brown beard. He didn't. You could smell like he didn't shower all the time. He always wore this weird, like it was one of those weird smiley face type of t-shirts that it had a smiley face, but it was like a melted smiley face, and then it said on the back, talking about what did it say? Talking about, do you collect? Like collect what? What? And then and what's it called? He had this weird ponytail that obviously was more so one of those ponytails where balding near the front and little thin lines as you kind of comb it back to make a ponytail. And it's more or less of aggravating me because it's like, bro, just shave it. Like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to save that? Like, we can see the shininess between the lines. We can see it. But somehow he kept trying to keep it. So it is what it is. Fred, if you're out there, I hope you're doing good. I'm sorry to talk trash about you, but it is what it is, man. It sucked. It sucked. I hope you took a
Good
shower
thing you
today.
didn't mention is good thing you didn't mention his last name. Imagine you, or if he even hears the show, imagine him hearing the show like, "Hey man, I thought we were cool."
Well, no, he knew. He aggravated me because he would say it too. He would be like, "Hey, man, look, I don't mean to be a pest, and I'm sorry for getting on your nerves and stuff, but I'm just, I'm just looking for it, man. I'll give you five. I'll give you $5 extra. Like, yo, it was always $5. It was never an extra 10, 20. The month always said $5. Like that was his limit.
You know,
I'll give you an extra five. But hey,
if I was you, I'll pull up like a work style thing, look up how much everything costs, and be like, you know what, you're trying to sell this for this much. No, no,
yeah,
no.
for real.
Five
I could
dollars. Give me half of what you make.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I gotta look and see around if he's around the area still. Like, I think that's one of the things. I gotta go to one of these conventions and see if he's one of those guys that still has it. Because I remember, I mean, he was one of those eBay guys when eBay was at its infancy at the beginning like that, where he definitely would be one of the ones that would buy the product, sell it online, he'll get the money, do a little thing, go to garage sales, all that kind of stuff. He was one of those guys, and it's again that was his business. It is what it was. But it's more or less like, bruh, just clean yourself up a little bit. That's all I'm saying. It's all good. But I hope you're living healthy, and I hope you're doing good. but it was a great time frame. It was a great time in my life. It really was. So good stuff. Good stuff. Good storytelling. Good storytelling right now. Keep it moving though. Sony did announce that they're making a Transylvania 5. All right. It's in the works, people. What sucks is that we don't know for sure if Adam Sandler is returning as obviously head Dracula. Because obviously Adam Sandler was head Dracula in the beginning. He would definitely play the first two films. The third one came out. No. First three. The fourth one, though, it wasn't Adam. So it's people were kind of wondering, is he coming back? I think that's what people are going to want to ask, obviously, moving forward. And they haven't yet announced that per se, who will be the casting. But hey, it's Transylvania 5. It is what it is. It's a kid flick. Who's going to, the characters were funny, goofy, crazy. It's a good cartoonish, kiddish setup for Halloween. Am I wrong?
Oh, not at all. You're right. I was just surprised that Sandler didn't do the fourth one.
Yeah. I only found that out because I watched it and I was like, why does the voice sound different? Like, it's like one of those, it made me bring back to when, you know how like you would watch the movies and then they would make cartoons like they did Men in Black, right? And you're wondering
Yeah.
like the actors or the voice characters sound different. So you're like, that's not Dan Will Smith as the character's Jay on freaking what's it called? Men in Black? Like who's this guy? So it's totally different. So when I heard it, I'm like, nah, that's not Adam Sandler. He's a very distinct voice. And I looked it up. Sure enough, I don't know who the actor was, but it wasn't Adam. So I guess they made the film because of scheduling conflict. He couldn't return. But who's to say that's going to happen for number 5? Who's to say? But I hope
It
he does.
reminds me of that one time where Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And it's not even a voice change, it was an actual full-on actress change.
Facts. Totally different actors, totally different look, totally different setup. And it was funny how they brought it up. I gotta rewatch. I gotta rewatch freaking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I was starting to because I had nothing else to watch for a good minute, but then I got into another show, so I'm like, let me watch this in between. You know what I mean? I gotta get some good comedy in my life a little bit. So Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it's classic. Can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong.
I think it got better when Carlton started doing more.
More. Okay. Oh, damn, dude, you're just on the same boat as me. I agree with you on that part. Once Carlton was able to act out more with Martin, with Will, better. When they were able to just expand their lifestyles and the way they portrayed each other better, it was funnier, my opinion. I agree with you on that part.
Good. Glad we did.
Mm-hmm. But update, everybody. Update on the Paramount announcements, okay? Because we've always wondered what the hell's happening between Paramount and Warner Brothers, all right? Because it's like, when is a new app going to come out? When is my price going to increase on Paramount? When the hell are we going to get more of such, right? What's happening? Now, the only dilemma is that the transition of the purchase is still at a halt, everybody, because there are many, many different setups when they came to the legal status. So there was a lot of states that are suing this whole purchase.
Merger.
Right? Okay, that's merger, purchase, all that stuff. Certain states, we got Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, and Washington are involved in the lawsuit. All right. They're suing this standard. So the deal that was set in stone for Paramount to buy Warner Brothers is now at a halt. All right. It's at a pause. The transition is not yet moving forward. So, that being said, it's more or less of when is it fully going to stand? Right now, the judge itself that's dealing with these trials is setting it up for the first trial to be in March of 2027 of next year. And we're barely in August of this year, 2026. So, with all this the realm of what's going to happen with films and movies, it's very much on the limbo. So I'm wondering how this is going to shake up the movie franchise and the films and industries and such. I mean, Warner Bros., I feel like they're going to still operate, accordingly over there. Same as Paramount, but it more or less affects with in my opinion, as the increases to our subscriptions. So are we or aren't we? And I feel like because they're going to go to trial, that more than likely we're going to get some increases. Do you agree? Or what's your concern with this whole setup? Or do you even have a concern, old man?
Well, actually, what I'm thinking is that if it doesn't happen, I want to see where it goes if it doesn't happen. Because these trials, there's a certain point where you're supposed to close out the deal. If you don't, the deal is pretty much, voided.
Yeah.
So it means that if it doesn't close within, I think, a certain time limit, Warner Bros. Gets some money.
Yep.
Paramount has to pay a buttload of money.
Yep.
So, but they don't lose much either. That's the other thing, is that Paramount's not losing much. But the one winning in this situation, if it happens, would be Warner Bros. Themselves.
Yeah.
So all this time, this guy went out of his way to get his buddies in government to help him out, to help him buy this movie. Help
Mm,
the senators and all those guys to jump in and be like, "Oh yeah, we'll help you out." Now this
yep,
guy's like, "Now I gotta pay all this money."
true.
So
That's true.
it makes me wonder one thing and one thing only. One, was this ever ideal? Was it ever to be bought, or are we all just watching a final show of this isn't going to happen, but we need to get these guys out of bankruptcy before they even hit bankruptcy?
Damn. Yeah, that's true. That's gonna be sad. But even then, if they do go to bankruptcy and that merger status of purchase is there and gets voided, bro, that's freaking free reigns, right? Wouldn't that mean that it opens the door for Netflix to get back in the competition again to purchase it? Am I wrong?
Well, yes and no, because Warner Bros. Still get a shitload of money out of this. I think
True.
that's the one thing I'm looking at is that Warner Bros. Won't have to sell no more because they'll be okay
Mm-hmm.
money wise.
Yeah, true. All right. I guess we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Let's see. We'll keep tabs out of it for sure. More to come. Thank you for your comments. But more to come. It's a freaking crazy topic, and I don't. We don't really talk too much of legal status here on the show, but there's a lot of dotting the I's, crossing the T's when it comes to the reasoning behind it and what's going to end up happening for the future. So, look, it's the trials in March of next year. Obviously, there's just time. And in the meantime, hopefully we can get some good product out of it. And hopefully it doesn't affect the storytelling of what our shows that we like to watch in jeopardy. Put it that way. Hopefully there's nothing in jeopardy, especially, in my opinion, on Paramount, the whole, Yellowstone spinoffs. Okay, just saying. Just saying.
I still gotta watch them though.
Oh,
I'm
gotta
behind.
watch it. Yes, gotta watch it. Gotta watch it. Now, old man, speaking of Paramount, nope. They announced the reboot, actually, officially, for Freddy. All right? They announced it. And you want to know what's crazy, old man? Because it was just right after we talked about this on our last show and about how it was such in a limbo. And yet, guess what? They come out of nowhere. Obviously, they must have listened to us. All right. So thank you, Jesus. Okay. But just right after we talked about this and how everything was on the limbo status of the next franchise and how why it's such important to give some love to Freddy. All right. And sure enough, right after that, the Craven's estate did state that they want to move forward with the reboot. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, estate of whoever Wes Craven is and whoever's in charge over there in control of the character. Thank you for approving the reboot because now we get to see this cool ass character give some love and finally get some excitement back into TV series or movie franchises that we haven't seen in quite some time compared to Michael Myers and compared to maybe even Jason. Even Jason is about to get some love on Crystal Lake of that TV show that's about to be posted up, which looks really good on the trailer. But thank you. What do you think about that, old man? You think that's something think it's coincidence? Or do you think that they were really paying attention to us?
I think they finally paid attention to us. The reason why is because I've been catching on to a lot of things that are happening in the world of entertainment, and a lot of things that we talk about or do are happening.
Mm, yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think we're starting to stir the pot a little better now.
Yeah.
The
Get that
soup is
little
coming. The soup is tasting a lot better when they hear it
yeah.
from us. You know.
Just start to magic ingredients and stuff. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. We're back in the limelight, and I think it seems pretty cool that some of the stuff that we discuss here gets to get some recognition a little bit on the screen, and some cool ass posts that be popping up. So let's keep it moving, though. Let's keep moving. So good news that Freddy's getting a reboot. Good news that he's getting some love. So, well, let's wait to see what happens next. Sad But somewhat interesting news though. Oh man, this kind of happened recently. Ryan Hurst, as you see on the right hand side there, who was originally cast as Kratos for the God of War TV series that's on Amazon, had a major accident. He suffered a torn bicep. And it seems like this torn bicep is going to require multiple surgeries. All right. They were in production. They had film already. They were there for obviously a couple weeks, and the accident occurred. But now this puts a major halt in production. But it also does put a major halt in for the future for the character, because they want to keep moving forward with this, and they want a certain timeline. So it seems like Dave Bautista is in talks to portray Kratos. Now, old man. And besides that, though, real quick before I get into my concern in this, they're also recasting the young gentleman that plays Atreus as his son on the right hand side there too as well. They're recasting everybody, at least the two main characters that's going to be helming the new film series. I'm sorry. But my concern is that, look, Batista's not as bulky as he used to be back in the day. Like he portrayed Drax in the MCU. So with Kratos, he's not that skinny the way Batista is now. So I think Batista kind of needs to get back into the gym a little bit and might need to bulk up like he did for Drax or like he did for that film, Cabin in the Woods, to portray this character better if he will be Kratos in this film. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think he should. He needs to gain muscle because Kratos is a very muscular guy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, uh, how long would it take him? I'm not sure. Remember,
True.
Vin Diesel, he gained a lot of weight to make a movie. He got chunky as heck, and he lost all that weight later on.
Facts.
So it's all based on how disciplined the actor is, and I think Batista is very disciplined, but age
Yep.
does play a factor. So I want to see, does his age do affect
Effect.
them on him? Hmm. So yeah, well, we gotta
Yeah.
wait and see, man.
True.
If he can't do it, cool. Well, you'll get Batista back into his wrestling body shape, back into being Kratos. If not, then time to look for another actor.
Yeah.
Probably the guy who's playing Rocky right now, or the guy who's playing He-Man. Just make him bald and
Make him bald and give him a gruffy voice. Put it that way. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. It's just all if he can do it in time. Look, Batista's a great actor. I think we both can agree on that one. Great actor. He has the realm to do so. It's just, can he do it in time? You're right about that. Can he get it done in time? Let's see how that one goes. But obviously, this is just in talks. It's just conversation that they're having over there. So let's see where it comes out of. But it did announce, or Amazon did announce, that Henry Cavill is going to be making a Warhammer animated series. People were excited about it. I'm not familiar with Warhammer. Are you? Oh man, do you know what the hell is Warhammer at all?
if I'm correct, it's a video game.
Like how? Like computerized or what? When the hell did we get a video game like this?
Look it up. I think he's a character in a video game, or he's the main character in Warhammer. I forgot, but it's based on the video game, and Cavill is known to be a gamer,
Yeah.
very strong gamer. So I think this. I think he said this has been a dream role for him.
Okay, so yeah, you're right about that. So originated in the United Kingdom back in 1983. It looks like. So it was, just a general game. It was a board game. Oh, which initially imported American board games like, Dungeons and Dragons. I guess back then. So it was founded in 1975 by a couple guys, mail order board game company, became a sole European distributor for Dungeons and Dragons. Oh wow, that's crazy. So it was in line with all that stuff. Cool. Okay. All right. Sure. Why not? It's cool. I'm cool with new stories, cool with new telling. And if Henry Cavill is in it, let's watch it. Right? Let's go with it. I'm cool with it.
Well, I am
Oh,
too. I want to see what he does.
right. Very good. That's good. Other news, and lastly, for when it comes to entertainment news, okay. Whew, it's been a long show, man. We've been an hour 50 in, bro. I told you there's a lot of stuff. You good? You awake? You all right, old man?
I'm
You need an
trying to
energy
stay
shot?
alive. Oh man, tired. No, I'm good.
Oh man, sleepy. Oh man, need nutrients. Oh man, need snack. Let me. Oh man, need chip. Oh man, choke. Oh man, choke.
Oh man, down. Oh man.
Oh man, down. Oh man, need help. Call ambulance. So stupid. All right. Anyway.
We should make a cartoon ourselves.
Hey, that'll be dope, man. Old man series. Old man start day. Wake up. Old man brush teeth. Old man don't like new toothpaste. Old man thinks toothpaste sucks.
Oh man, make pancakes. Oh man, bird first batch.
First batch. Old man still eat. Old man don't like to waste food. So stupid. Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good. All right, let's get back into it real quick. Lastly, though, I know this young lady here on the screen. If you're familiar with, her name is John Bonet. All right, John Bonet Ramsey. Apologies, RMP. Had a great tragic story on how she passed away and how she was, tragically, unalived back in the day. You know, Netflix is having a limited series of this. So they're creating the story again a little bit, and they're turning it into a live action type of series setup. All right, it's going to be limited, so obviously we're probably going to get one solo season of let's say 6 episodes, 8 episodes maybe. But it's going to be called the Murder of John Benet Ramsey, right? So it's going to give us a live action of it. I only bring this up because, hey, during the 90s, this was a big thing on the news. This is, when we talk about social media and we talk about what's trending on social media, this was trending all over the news media, all over TV, E News, Fox News, freaking NBC, ABC was all over. You know what I mean? Right, old man? Or did you even know what even happened to it? Or what do you remember of the story?
A lot of I know that the dad had a lot of suspicious things that he did.
Facts.
Throughout especially the mother too. So it's it's good to see where this goes. I don't remember too much, but I remember seeing and reading about it, especially newspapers at the time, based on her tragedy. So I can't wait to see what happens. And he said it's going to be on Netflix, right?
Yes, on Netflix.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So I would like to see it. I would like to see where this goes. What they discovered there. If there's finally, I think the case closed, but I'm not too sure.
No, there was a Netflix did already a documentary style of the story itself, and there's some new developments of the story that when they were doing that. So are they going to use that in the new live action? Possibly. So I guess you would say is where are we now with the story? And besides Google, I think at this point we can do our own research on it, but I would like to see what they develop in the series and how they, portray this setup. So you're right. We'll see how it goes. Now on to sports entertainment stuff. All right. But good thing is, USA Basketball is planning to retire Kobe Bryant's Team USA jersey number, right? I think that's not bad. It's cool. They plan on doing it, in 2028 when the Olympics game starts again. But obviously the number, he was using this number back when it was in 2008 to I think also in 2012. So 2012, my point, not 2012, 2012, where he won the gold medals, and it's cool. It's cool. It's honorable. Fine. USA basketball. It's cool. What do you think? Oh man, you agree with this, or do you not like Kobe Bryant?
No, why would I hate Kobe Bryant? Back in the day, yeah, I wasn't a fan of it, but I always felt like, when they were talking about Space Jam and they were talking about back in the day, they were like, we're going to do a Space Jam movie, a sequel.
Yeah.
I always thought that Kobe Bryant should have been the guy to do the sequel.
Agreed. Yep.
So
Agreed.
that was just opportunity missed by Warner Bros. Themselves. Would the movie been different? Who knows? But I think he would have had Jordan if he would have appeared to team up with them, and it would have been interesting to watch them team up.
Yeah, that'd have
So
been nice.
that's a what if, and that's a like they should have called me type of scenario.
There you go. Right. Just call me for the script.
Yeah. So to me, I believe it's the right thing to do. Will they do other things for other athletes that have passed away too? I'm not sure, but
right.
I'm glad they're doing it for Kobe. That's very nice of them.
Yeah, agreed. It's honorable. So I think, yeah, I agree with you when it comes to the trending of, well, you did it for him. What about them? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where it becomes the concept of it. So there could be something like in that matter, could be, but then now it becomes the, retirement jerseys above, like they do for each stadium and all that kind of stuff. I think USA Basketball is answering that question and saying we're ready for that. So if they are, not bad at all. Let's go with that.
I would like to see if they have an Olympic Hall of Fame.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be cool. Cool with that. Yeah, because obviously Jenner will be in there.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be in there. He'll be involved. Well, it's just she now, so she'll be in there. Not bad. We'll see how it goes. But now on to boxing stuff though. Interesting if you didn't know, but Tank stated that he's in talks to fight Manny Pacquiao. This will be a cool matchup, but I think we'll know what's going to end up happening. Now, the reason being is because of all the issues that we're having with, Mayweather. All right. All the legal crap that's happening over there because of a freaking dumb fake check that he wrote, and he's all in this legal action setup. Guess what? Now Pacquiao is going to fight Tank. They're going to go for the cash, and they're just going to have a crazy, cool night just to earn the money. Do you like this idea, old man, or what do you think of the idea of this?
I honestly feel like Tank is running from the fighter that he should be fighting in his weight division before he retired, and now he's doing sparring sessions with Manny Pacquiao, who is probably 10 times the age he is, or 20 times the age he is.
Could be.
The sad reality is, here's a fighter who people believe is unbeatable, and now he's trying to show us that he, and I hate to say it in a way, but it sounds like he's running from true competition.
Facts.
And who knows? Maybe if he comes back, who knows who else he dehydrates before he fights him. So, to me, it's an easy sit down, watch. Hopefully, it's an exhibition like the Tyson Boy Jones thing where we don't have to pay a lot of money just to watch these guys fight, because really, only Dumby doesn't want to pay a lot of money just to watch these guys fight.
Yeah.
But other than that, have fun. Go for it.
Yeah. True. Boxing World, they'll turn it into a Netflix event. Have some fun with it. Make some money. Tank needs it. Tank also needs the money. He's had some legal issues recently. So yeah, it is what it is. Pacquiao, I think he needs it too, especially because of what's going on in the Philippines and all the money that he has over there. But it's also like, I don't know. It is what it is. I kind of figured this was going to end up happening, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. Other news that was announced but already generally happened. I didn't know how the status went, but Shaq started a dunker league, old man. instead of you know investing in the NBA All Stars dunk contest, he made his own league for dunkers, right? And it looks interesting. I want to tune in and watch it. Do you think this league? My question to you is: do you think the league will be just as successful? Since you just dropped me, as the three on three, the way what's it called? Ice Cube earned it. My opinion, it could be. It could be just as successful. It's a dunker league. He's always been fascinated with the dunks, and I think now with this league, it just benefits him to invest into it. But oh man, do you think the dunker league can be successful for Shaq?
Shaq's a brilliant man. If he sees something in Dunker League, he'll go for it. I mean, I don't think
True.
Shaq fail in anything that he's invested in. Look at the
Agreed.
fact that he's got a general, he's got
Mhm.
icy hot, he has a buttload of restaurants, he got shoes.
True.
Um, dude's a smart business guy. So yeah, I can see the Dunker League going somewhere. It's kind of like the slap contest, where people are slapping the shit out of each other. Here, they're just gonna be dunking the shit out of the rims.
Yep.
So it's it's gonna go. I believe it's gonna be pretty good heights. I just want to see where it leads to. I wonder if it's just gonna be like one-on-one type of dunks, like a dunk competition, or is it
Yeah.
gonna be a group of 10 guys, and at the end it's down to
Mm,
two, and then one, and boom, it's over.
facts. Yeah, I
But
agree with
if
you
I
there.
was Shaq, what I'll do is, instead of just a group of 5 guys from like just walking into against each other,
Yeah.
uh, open this Dunkin' League to other cities and let them produce their own team of 10 players, 10 dunkers, and
Yeah.
then you can actually have a 10-on-10 dunk competition.
Interesting. Okay. Sure. Not bad.
That would be fun.
Yeah. It's cool. We'll see how it goes. I want to look at the rules. I think I want to see how the rules goes, and we'll talk about on it. We'll talk about the next show. We'll talk next show. We'll put that. I'll jot
You
that down.
dunk, 2 points.
Yeah,
Dunk from half the
dunker
rim, break the rim, you win the whole competition.
dunker league rules. We'll put that on there so we can see how the concept works. Okay, not
Mm-hmm.
bad. I agree with you there. Uh, other crazy news that occurred while we were gone was the firing of Ryan Clark in mid live show. None other than on ESPN, old man. I don't know if you saw this, but he's an analyst. He's a former NFL player for the Steelers, Super Bowl champion winner, of course, future Hall of Famer for the Steelers. Has an old podcast show with other legends called The Pivot. Respect. Shout out to as well. But the sad thing is to be fired mid show, right? That doesn't that how do you feel about that? Would do you appreciate that occurring or what like you having a show? Let's say for instance right now we're having this podcast. We take all of a sudden we take a good bathroom break and I say, "Oh man, you know what? I don't want to do more work with you." What would you feel? How would you feel?
Well, first of all, every time I try to quit, y'all keep asking me to come back.
Shut your
Old man is
mouth.
tired.
Oh
Old man
man
wants to
need
rest.
oh man needs rest. Oh man trying to sleep for periods of time. You know that old man.
Old man's already past the age of retirement. Old man should be sleeping at home with a hot young mamacita. Old man date mamacita. Actually,
But yeah, go ahead.
for,
Go ahead. You're a fool, man.
I think to do it on TV during filming is the
Yeah.
worst type of way you could fire somebody.
Yeah.
Um, who knows what Ray is in, right? Ray is his name?
Ryan.
Ryan. Who
Ryan.
knows what Ryan did for them to decide to fire him in such a rough
Fashion.
manner like they did? Yeah, rough fashion.
Right. Right.
Because if Ryan rung the wrong bell or hit the wrong or kicked the wrong ball back there,
Mm-hmm.
um, you just don't, you know. you never know what could happen. Look at wrestling. Wrestling
Mm-hmm.
has been a good vision of wrestlers who've been treated bad. Remember
Facts.
Mickey James when she was let go from the company,
Yep.
some jerk sent her clothes in a garbage bag
That's
to her home.
fucked up. But yeah.
So I mean, that's the thing is that fucked up shit can happen, but she dusted it off, posted it online, and showed, hey, I'm more classy than whoever put this stuff in the trash bag.
Facts.
So if I'm Ryan, it's time for you to dust it off and just build yourself up again, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get fired, you just find something else and
I
make
think
yourself better than when you were.
agreed. And I think this is it's a good, it's a good story that he's going to use for his pivot, for his own personal podcast. And I don't think this is the end of Ryan Clark because look, I'm not a Steelers fan per se, but I'm not going to disrespect the franchise and him being a football player. He was a hell of a player. I'll put it that way, right? Him being next to Troy Polamalu on the Steelers, being one of the main pieces as to why they were successful, why they won the Super Bowl. That's fine. I definitely want to give it respect. I have watched his podcast with his other players, Fred Taylor, and I apologize, the other gentleman that's on there. Having that show and having some you know, great conversations with other players and other entertainers and stuff like that. I like that, and I think that's also going to be now a main focus to this story as to how the concept happened. So it's weird. Clark he was on a commercial break. Oh man, this is a crazy thing. It was during a commercial break. He was told to not return to finish the show. Right? He was contacted and
Yeah.
was told that he was fired during that commercial break. So then he himself said, I'm not returning to the show then. Just then forget it. What's the point? I don't want to do it anymore. ESPN still showed that final scene with him and made clips of it to social media. ESPN stated a little bit right after this that it was a misunderstanding as to when Clark was supposed to be fired. So generally, he was gonna give a firing for sure, but somehow whoever the person was relaying the message too soon. Wasn't supposed to do it at that time. Supposedly, it I feel in my mind that it just gives a bad taste to whoever is in leadership at ESPN, which is controlled by Disney, and we all know who the head honcho at Disney is. So then from there, just tells me it's gonna be a trickle effect for the future. There's gonna be some outrage coming soon. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm trying to believe it now because think of what Disney's done. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Disney is easy to let someone go before they figure out what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look around and ask who, what, why, where, when.
Correct.
Johnny Depp, that's one. The guy who was supposed to be the main villain in the Marvel movies,
Facts.
that's two.
Right. Majors.
Um, Major, yeah,
Yeah.
Jonathan
That's
Major,
majors.
and in both cases, they were innocent guys.
Facts.
But Disney let them go, and then Disney is trying to do the right thing to try to bring them back. Like, hey, Johnny Depp, would you like to be Captain Jack Sparrow again?
Right. Right the
After
wrong.
we fire, yeah, right the wrong, and it's like there's no public apology out there from them saying, hey, man, we wrongfully fired you. We're sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what happened, but I bet you, on all accounts, I think Brian's gonna be, either there was a misunderstanding in the company and Ryan got fired.
Mm-hmm.
But now you see it and you see how Disney treats their employees.
Correct. Yep. Yep. I agree. It's a bad taste, and it's definitely a good PR conversation to happen move forward. I think this is going to be a conversation for the future because the way they did his contract, it's more also too. It's uh, you know, we gotta be. I gotta be honest in this scenario. I feel like race is going to be a big piece to the issue at hand of this scenario. It's going to be a big scenario, a big issue because it's like, would they have done this to the likes of, let's say, Skip Bayless when he was on ESPN? Would they have done it to him? Who's to say?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a talking point for some time for the future, and that issue where I just said more than likely is going to be some of a concept that's going to happen, you know, as a big piece to the definition as to why this happened. And they definitely have to, you know, they definitely have to address it. They truly do. Besides what they stated as it was a misunderstanding, it was supposed to be in a different time frame or whatever case to be. I feel like they're going to be on the hot seat to explain more. So be aware, right? I think I
Yeah,
would
well, I hope they
be
explain
aware.
to me why they try to get Johnny Depp to come back, but they're not asking Jonathan Majors to come back.
There you go. Exactly right. So it's a good talking point. Good talking point. Let's talk about that race issues. Yeah. Not necessarily a political thing, but holds weight to actors and actresses, race issues, actors, and analysts. List like Clark / Majors. I like that. I like that, old man. That's a good talk point. Other crazy stuff that occurred, oh man. I know you saw the video that I shared. I know you saw the video. I know you did because we commented and we talked about this. Mr. Taporia, buddy. Look, I don't know if Gaethje knocked something loose in you, but bruh, you was caught at a nightclub with freaking none other than Ferran Torres over there. All right. Now, if you don't know who he is, obviously he just won the freaking FIFA World Cup with Spain. All right. And he's a soccer player, nonetheless, for that team. They were seen together partying. Himself, Taporia and him, and obviously Taporia's brother and them at the nightclub, getting a little frisky, if you may say. Look, that's a freaking display that showed up there. Caught being intimate, bruh. You was rubbing on his back a little too excessive. You was all up on his neck a little too sentimental. So it's all over mainstream. It's all over mainstream, bro. It is what it is. You got to announce it. You got to acknowledge it. You got to show if you roll that way. Do you agree, old man, or should it just? It is what it is.
No, I mean, if women are doing it, and we don't ever catch them doing it, why are we gonna have this guy go out in public and say something?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I say let people be who they are. Let them respect their
Facts.
privacy. You know,
Right.
whoever videotaped it, they were trying to get money off of that videotape, and look what they did. They got viewers all over social media.
All over.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, it's the way the world is nowadays.
Yeah.
We all have our flaws and we all have our personality. You know, we all have
Facts.
our who we are persona.
Yep.
The guy is going through who knows what in life. I mean, he got a beating of a lifetime, and then he
Agreed.
got the beating from the lawyers and his wife. So I
Facts.
think he's just in a rough patch right now.
Okay. I can agree with you on that.
And
I
with
can
this,
agree with you on that.
and if he decides if he has jumped the other side and decides to come out, let him. But that's my
Yeah.
opinion. Is let people be who they are.
Be
I don't.
true to yourself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
cool.
That's my opinion.
It's not agreed. Be true to yourself, especially nowadays. It's more or less of like you don't have to. It's not like the old days where you felt like as if you had to hold that side of you, especially while you're in sports, right? It's not like that no more. You can definitely come out and just be true to yourself. And when you do, you're gonna have those fans that are appreciative of it and that are gonna back you up. And yes, you're definitely gonna have the fans that are on the other side and talking shit to you. But even then, you can still be a person who's, let's say, straight and having issues in their life, who's still talking shit in a sense, who's still gonna, they're still going to. It doesn't matter in that sense. So be true to yourself so you can be happy with yourself. And then at that too, have the proper fan base that backs you up the way you need to be backed, the way you need to be supported, right? Go for it. Don't be scared. If you are, bro, all power to you, right? All power to you. And if you having fun at the nightclub and you're like, hey, look, man, he was cool. He said he gives the best, and I was like, all right, let me try it out. Hey, I'm sorry, but go for it. If you want it, go for it, Taporia. You enjoyed it, have fun. It is what it is. It's all power to you. Respects. That's all I gotta say. Respect. Respect. Nasty. That boy nasty old man. That boy was up in there. He was all like, "Hey, what's up, bro? You do it like, let me not go there."
Because of the week. Oh, there you put the rock on the reject of the week.
he's like, hey man, you just won the World Cup. That's badass, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's pretty much what he was saying. He gave him a little winky wink. Oh, it's funny. It's all good. It's all good. No worries. Now, oh man, we gotta go with the rejects of the week now. Finally, yeah, I gave it to The Rock. All right, I gave it to The Rock, and I gave it to Mr. Anthony Smith. All right, let's talk about why I gave it to these guys over here in the rejects of the week. Because, whoo, firsthand, I gave it to The Rock because Moana only grossed 264 million with a budget of 250 million. All right. Why the hell did you have the need to put yourself as Maui? Okay. I feel like, and it seems like all the criticism that comes along with the flick is because you chose yourself as Maui in the film. Everything else that involved the film were no issues as to the fans. But you yourself implementing into the flick as Maui is what people started to complain about. So, that being said, you are solely at fault as why this film wasn't successful. All right, in a sense, because 264 out of 250 million budget, that's not a success. Truly isn't. So, you should have recasted yourself. You definitely should have. But I think there was an ego standard at stake, and you decided to keep yourself as such. Oh man, do you agree in a sense? Or what's your thoughts on this? As why I gave him rejects of the week.
Nothing wrong actually. I think one, I don't know if he's the main casting director behind the film, then yeah, I blame him. But I don't know who's the casting director, and I don't know who's the main people in charge of the movie. You're blaming somebody just because he picked up a role that he's known to do in the animated movies.
Okay.
Remember, I'm gonna put it this way, okay? How did everybody feel originally when the genie was supposed to be in the Aladdin movies? It was supposed to be Robin Williams.
Ooh.
Nobody
Okay.
should have known Robin Williams being the genie. He wasn't going to look like the genie. He was going to be CGI.
True.
So that gets me to question and say it's not that I don't think The Rock cast himself in the film. The casting director is in charge of doing that.
Okay.
But people just throw like to throw somebody under the bridge as quick as they can or under the bus.
Gotcha.
And I think that's the scenario here. Is a lot of wrestling fans too are the ones that probably targeted The Rock because one, Rock was supposed to come back. He was supposed to face Roman Reigns, and it hasn't happened.
There you
So
go.
what do? We find a reason to blame him and say, well, because of this movie, we're not going to watch it. And it's happened before. Remember Shazam?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rock, Rock did Shazam. Nobody went. Rock did
Black Adam.
Husky and Hunter. Black Adam, there we go.
Black Adam.
Then
Yep.
he did that one Fast and Furious sequel, a prequel
Correct.
or whatever, spin-off. That didn't go nowhere.
Right.
It's when you are supposed to, when fans expect you to be somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and you don't show up, you start seeing your fandom implode.
True. Yes. They show that's when they'll show why they're not supporting you when you're supposed to be somewhere. Okay. That's a good point.
And that's what I think happened here because look at the fact that before this, nobody really said much.
True.
Any other film, I bet you if there were to do Toy Story live action and Tom Hanks was cast as Woody, people wouldn't really. And Woody is not in his 60s or 70s now,
Right.
I'd be
Right.
surprised if people are like, yeah, Tom Hanks is Woody. Good job, everyone.
That's
So,
true.
but then again, Toy Story live action, it's pretty much going to be toys just running around. So, what they going to say? Tom
Yeah.
Hanks should be voicing the live action toy version of Woody?
Yep. That's true. That's true. Okay. Good point there, old man. Good point. Good point. All right. On to the next reject of the week was Anthony Smith. All right. He's facing 3 felonies. Obviously he was a former UFC fighter. Okay. Contender when it came to a championship when he fought against John Jones. But he was arrested in, Sarpy County of Nebraska. And obviously for the reason of attempted first-degree domestic assault, terrorist threats, and first-degree false imprisonment following an alleged domestic dispute with his wife. Whew. Now, he was released, of course, everybody, on a $500,000 bond, bro. $500,000, $500,000. Oof. But obviously with a strict no contact order for his wife, but is due back in court coming up on the 17th of this month. All right. Now, you're getting a reject of the week because you couldn't keep yourself out of trouble. You're arguing with such, you gotta walk away with such. You can't be vocal. You can't create a scene. You gotta move. Now, I'm only doing it because you got a mugshot. You're on TV. You're all over the news. You get it. Now, on the other side is I hope that all of this is a lot of allegedly, and this isn't true. And you get to prove your case in a court of law. What do you agree on, man?
No, damn. Well, if there's domestic abuse out of this,
True.
and if he really beat his wife, then he's not just a reject of the week. I consider him a jackass of the year. But if he didn't, let's say there's lies behind all of it,
Yep.
then he has to prove it because if not, you're already dug the hole. And
True.
UFC, I'll be surprised if they bring this guy back.
Yep.
Afterwards.
True. Because he was an analyst.
Then again, they allow, yeah. So that's why I'm like, if he messed up and they allow him back, then how does that change UFC?
True. Yeah, that's true. It's true. We'll see.
But if he didn't, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I agree. All right, that's rejects of the week. We got to get to the next segment. Legends have been said, but I gotta take a quick bathroom break. I gotta run to the washroom real quick, old man. So I'm gonna put a quick pause on this. Do you want to keep talking, or you want to take a quick pause too as well? Do something else.
I think I'll see the pause so I can charge my headphones a little bit more.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, guys. We'll be right back. I know we're 2 hours and 25 minutes in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Who's ever been tuning in? Thank you for sure. But right back. Just gonna quick hit the break real fast. We got another whole segment in. This is probably a little quicker, but let's get into it. We'll get into it, guys. All right. Hang tight. All right. I'm back. Oh, man, you back? Or you rested still? Fell asleep? Oh, man, slept? Oh, man, went night-night. Pretty much. That boy probably tired out and stuff already. We gotta get into the next segment. Peeps. Gotta get into the next segment. Oh, man, if you join back in, you sleeping already. I'll wake your butt up, bruh. Let's see. Allegedly, peeps. We're gonna get into the allegedly been said. Whew. All right, on to the last topic at hand, people of the ReJect Rundown. Yes, I thank y'all again for tuning in. It's 2 hours, 30 minutes in this show. But, I mean, come on, guys. We've been gone for almost goddamn near 2 weeks. All right, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, to be honest. Haven't done a show. So it's worth it. All right. We got a lot of good content here. So I'm going to be posting up, putting it on there for you guys. Let's get into the allegedly that's been said over entertainment and media news, people, is the big topic, not necessarily a big topic, but the big thing that's happening nowadays, all right, is Solo could be appearing in Superman Man of Tomorrow. All right. Not bad. I'm not mad at this freaking decision at all whatsoever because he played Blue Beetle the best. All right. He was a great character and a great choice as an actor to portray Blue Beetle. All right. The film itself reminded me, and people may be mad at me about this, reminded me a lot of the first Iron Man flick. All right. It truly did. It was cool. It gave me all types of, good setup, good create character setup for the film. And obviously we wanted them to continue with the actor portraying this character for the next setup for DCU franchises. And it was a success, in my opinion. People loved the film. All right. It was cool. It truly was. So that being said, the fact that we haven't seen him in a while and them saying that supposedly, allegedly, again, the animated series was canceled and he was supposed to portray the character still, return. But obviously James Gunn came back and said that the character is not gone. The project of the animated series isn't done either. So he is going to allegedly appear in Superman Man of Tomorrow. I like it. I like this allegedly said. I hope this is true. Do you agree, old man? Now that you're back?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because if Blue Beetle is in Man of Tomorrow, that's very important because Man of Tomorrow is going to need a shitload of help because the villain I heard is going to be Brainiac.
Not heard, but you know it's Brainiac because we saw who the casting guy was. We saw the actor who portrayed Brainiac.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's for sure.
So with Brainiac being in this movie, Superman needs all the help he can get because Brainiac doesn't come alone. Brainiac's going to come with all these little Brainiac machine robots and stuff like that.
And imagine.
So I feel like.
Oh, go ahead.
Uh-huh. No, go ahead. I'll go after you because I want to see what you're going to say.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you brought up the whole, he needed help. Imagine Brainiac because the story of Brainiac is he collects. He's basically a universal collector, right? So imagine him having a lot of collections of other Beetles. So what needs to be brought up? Blue Beetle himself, right?
And remember, at the end of the Blue Beetle movie, I think the original Blue Beetle was like trapped somewhere. So it'll be interesting if this all connects to Brainiac.
Oh, yes. That'll be cool. It truly would. So with this allegedly that's been said, if he does appear on the movie, freaking A, go for it. I love it. I love the idea. It's going to be dope. I didn't want them to recast the character. And look, it's a good character to have in the DCU. And James Gunn having some type of script control of who this character is going to be, bro, I'm cool with it. You like it? You like where it's going to go? You think it's a good idea? I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I believe that if Blue Beetle does a good job here, it opens the door for Teen Titans.
Hell yeah. See? Love it. Love it very much. Now, old man, you're probably going to get upset about this, but also you're more likely going to say, I knew it. The Supergirl director, Craig Gillespie, all right, allegedly did not read the comic for Supergirl, all right, before filming this movie itself. So, old man, do you believe it? Or how do you feel about this allegedly that's been said?
I believe that he didn't, but I'm surprised that he didn't because several elements of the movie did come off of the comic book itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the writer read the comics.
Okay.
But that's the problem. Remember, you spoke about it before. We need fans to make these films. Not just some random jackass with the $100 bills.
Yep.
Because look what happened. We hired the jackass, and it got you nothing but a box office bomb instead of box office hit.
Agreed.
So next time, James Gunn, why don't you hire, like we said, don't listen to studio idiots, because look what they got done before.
Mm-hmm.
Hire people I know what the fuck they do.
Agreed. Yeah. I totally agree with you on that part. It just goes to show. This is where I'm at with this. Supergirl itself didn't catch my attention enough to want to go see it in the theaters. I'll be honest. I'm one of those guys in the sense of wanting to waste my money to go watch it in the theaters. It didn't catch my attention to do so. And maybe that's the reason why. Whoever was in charge of where the movie was going to go in the direction, in a sense, just didn't seem like you were connecting with the fans. And it shows in the trailers. It showed in the trailer in general. It showed. So right then and there, you lose interest in me as a fan of DC. All right. But you also lose an interest in me as wanting to become a good fan to what's coming up for the franchises. And it just didn't mesh well. So do I believe that if this allegedly situation is true? I believe it. And I don't doubt it whatsoever. He doesn't look like a guy who's interested in comics. He looks like a guy who's interested in walking his dog in New York and picking up his Shih Tzu and saying, "Come here, little Skippy." That's what he looks like to me. Just say he doesn't look like a guy who I can see in the freaking, office reading comics, even as a kid. Sorry, buddy, don't look like it. And you look too old to where Supergirl was introduced, in my opinion, to the comic book franchise. I'm sorry, you do. You don't look like the guy who was like, I read all her comics and I know her story. You don't look like the guy. You don't. You don't look, dude. So, sorry. Yeah. If I'm gonna put blame, it could be you. It could be you. Now, another allegedly that's been said, oh man, you might get excited for this. Batman Beyond game is in the works at Rocksteady. Do you think this is true? Or if this is true, are you happy that it could be happening, oh man?
No, believe it when I see
it. Believe it when we see it on a trailer, right?
Yeah. And when I physically had the game on my system and I'm playing it.
True.
I'm kicking it.
True. Now
it'd be cool if it was.
For any franchise that could be making this game, do you think Rocksteady would do justice?
Well, Rocksteady is behind. I think they're behind GTA, GT5, whatever the hell,
GTA. Yep.
They're behind that. They're behind the Batman Arkham games.
Agreed.
They're behind the cowboy one,
Red Dead Redemption. Bro, I know you didn't forget that name, bro. You always be talking about it with me and Zach Mac. But yes, continue.
They're also behind a very popular game called Hang'em and Spankum. It's a pretty good one.
Okay. The Injustice series.
Oh, that's dumb, right?
Yep.
So I think that if they were to do Batman Beyond, I think it's in good hands. I don't see them messing it up at all, especially with what we've seen them do with Batman himself. That means
True.
that you have a group of people who understand the character itself himself,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's very important. We just spoke
Yeah.
about that with Supergirl a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
How a jackass picked up a movie, made it trash, and
Yep.
lost money.
Yeah. So let's hope that they get a good development on the game and get a good green light for it to be developed. Because agreed, it would be successful. Fucking Batman Arkham series was a success for Rocksteady. So if they are going to invest into a Batman Beyond, oh come on. Imagine the open world for that character. And it's more or less like he can just be gliding everywhere where he goes. And it's perfectly fine. It's a great setup. It truly is. So I'm ready for it. If it is true, I'm cool with that. That'd be damn sure. Now, allegedly, that's been said, oh man, if you didn't know, Mr. Alexander Ludwig is generally possibly casted as the new Aquaman for the DCU. I've seen him in, oh my God, I can't remember where I've seen this young man in movies. I'm going to look this up. But now that you see this, is it cool? Is it good? Or do you also want to know where he comes from?
I do want to know where he comes from, but he actually gives me Aquaman vibes. Like, he looks like the character.
Mm-hmm. Let me see
All
what
he needs
movies.
is hopefully they don't make him boring and make him sound too, like, hopefully they give him the storyline that they did back in the day where I think it was called Justice League War,
Uh-huh.
where Aquaman, he had to beat his brothers just to get the throne. So it'd be cool if this is the same style Aquaman. Kind of like Jason Momoa, that type of, he's not too like, hello, I am Aquaman, look at me. But more of a like, hey, buddy, I'm here, I'm here to kick ass just like you guys are. Like that.
Kick ass, take names. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want somebody that's like, I'm here to kick high and take and drink wine.
So in his resume, all right, movies and TV series. So movies wise, series wise, actually, he was on the hit series The Vikings. That was a hit series. Well, I think alleged ReJect fellow brotherman Alex the barber. He enjoyed the Vikings.
Bad taste.
What happened?
I was like, that's it. Then we were like, Alex the barber. I was like, bad taste.
Bad taste. Sounds good. Movies wise, he was on the movie with The Rock on Race to Witch Mountain. He was the boy, the brother of obviously the girl who The Rock was protecting in that movie for Disney.
Very young, nothing big yet.
Right, very young. He was in Grown Ups 2. I'm not sure where. Probably could be one of those college kids.
He was David Spade's son in Grown Ups 2.
Hey, there you go. Yes, you're right. He was in Bad Boys for Life. I don't know who he was. Oh, he was a fellow officer. He was one of the team members that they recruited that was on there. So he was there. He did on the TV show Heels, which is that wrestling show. He was a character in there. Okay, you like wrestling? Cool. There you go. Not bad. Hunger Games. He was in Hunger Games. He was in the first film. There you go. He was in the first film of Hunger Games. If you watch the first one with Jennifer, whatever her name is.
Who did it? Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. He was the main villain at the end. You remember where he was holding the boy and he was holding him hostage, and then he got shot with the arrow and died. Obviously, the last one. He was that guy.
Okay.
So there's that. Lone Survivor. with freaking what's his name? Mark Wahlberg. What other one? That's pretty
That
much
was a
it.
good movie.
Yeah, The Seeker. Um, freaking A. That's pretty much it. All the ones are like under projects, you know what I mean? You know, films that were just direct to screen in a sense. So, you know, in the films that he was in, not bad. I think his big piece and his big accomplishment is probably what he did in Vikings. He was a big piece because he was on the show from 2013 when it first started to 2020. So
Oh
for
wow.
you, yeah, for you being an actor and be a piece of the pie in the genre and the scenes, you had to do well. And sure enough, he has. So, and it's on Netflix now. So if you guys want to see it, go see it. I think I'm going to tune in now to watch it too. Now it's on Netflix. So let's go. I'm cool with it. I am cool with it. Not bad. If
Yeah,
he
I
is,
like it.
yeah.
He did a good job in Grown Ups. He was very
And
fun
Hunger
to
Games
watch.
too. Yeah. And
Yeah,
Hunger Games too, being the bad guy. But even then, you had to have some type of seriousness and aura to hold that character. And for Aquaman, especially if James Gunn is going to the comics and wanting to draw that out and show that to the world, I think this is actually a good version of what you would want to go with. He's the right actor. He definitely would be. And imagine him next to Superman and freaking whoever they're gonna cast for not Superman and Batman and also to Wonder Woman. Like he can, I think he can hold his weight. I think he can hold his weight for sure. But we'll see. We'll see. Uh Allegedly, that's been said, people, is for Bradley Cooper here, as you guys see on the left hand side. He could be the new leader for G.I. Joe and the franchise. All right. It looks like it. It seems like the director it truly is a good friend of Cooper's and more than likely wants to put him as the helm. I look, Cooper is getting up of age. All right. Could he be just a general that's a mentor to the new genre of G.I. Joe? That may be it. But I'm not mad at it either. Cooper's a great actor. He's phenomenal. And if he's in the franchise of G.I. Joe, I can only respect it. What do you think, old man?
Well, yeah, I think the main character in G.I. Joe was an older guy.
Mm.
So Cooper is probably at the right age for the older guy.
Okay.
And I mean the cartoons, not the Channing Tatum
Yeah.
movies, which he only made one, died in the other one.
Right.
But I want to see what he does. I think the main character was Hawk, I think,
Okay.
was who he was. I forgot. I gotta remember and look it up. But
Same.
But I think in the original one, he was played by Dennis Quaid in the first film.
Duke.
As long as they don't do Duke, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I think it was Duke.
Yeah, Duke it will be the leader for sure of the team. Again, I don't know if he could be the mentor to Duke. I'm cool with
Well,
that. I don't know if go ahead.
The mentor was Hawk.
General Hawk, commander and strategics for the G.I. Joe operation. So yeah, overall commander, but Duke was field first sergeant and field leader of the team. So you're right about that. So he could be General Hawk, and then they'll end up picking a Duke who would be obviously younger and be his second hand man. Okay. I like that idea.
So
yeah,
I think that's what we're looking at. That he's probably going to be Hawk in the movie. As long as they don't do that futuristic shit they did in the original first one.
Right. Yeah, you're right about that. Because General Hawk was played by Dennis Quaid, you said, right?
Yeah.
Surely was. Yeah, in the first film. And then obviously he played, he was the mentor for Duke. He was one that recruited him. Who played by Channing Tatum. So not bad.
Brendan Fraser was in that movie too.
Yep. Oh, that's cool. That was crazy about that film. Fraser came in there. I think they should have gave more screen time for Brendan Fraser, my opinion, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if he is to be in the film, you're right about that. I think the ideal character they would want to go with is General Hulk. I'm cool with that. Oh man. If they do. I don't see him as a dude, but that's just me. That's just me. Now, let's get into some Marvel stuff here. Some alleged that's been said. People, because this is a good one. Allegedly that's been said for the brand new day was different. You want to know how, old man?
Supposedly he was supposed to have a symbiote?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, that's one of them. Okay. Damn it, man. Wait a minute. Did you read the script? No, relax. Give me a second here. Let me tell you.
They're supposed to fight the lizard?
Oh, man, never mind. I don't want to tell you no more, man. Forget it. I'm done. I'm all right. We'll skip on to the next one.
Supposed to die, but he lived on?
No. Well, no, not necessarily per se. No, not that either. So, the different storyline or the different concept of the film A Brand New Day was different. Yes. Instead of the Hulk that he was facing, he was supposed to face the Lizard, the MCU version of the Lizard. All right. Would that actually made more sense? Yes, I think so. I think that would have been better, in my opinion, because it just coincides as to the Spider-Man universe himself. But then again, old man, you and I have been on this show for numerous of occasions stating that there are issues with Sony and Marvel. This more likely is one of those issues. Sony saying, nah, I don't want y'all using Lizard. So Marvel's like, fine, we'll use the Hulk. Now what? There's that. And then the other thing was, like you brought on, Peter was supposed to receive the Venom symbiote instead of him going through this, mutation genre like he did in the cartoons and stuff, and the comics. He was going to have the Venom symbiote like we saw at the end of Spider-Man 3. Hey, never happened. Wasn't involved in it. So would that have more sense? Yes. The way the film was told, the symbiote would have made more sense as to why Jean couldn't connect mentally, but also why he kept getting anger towards other people, other characters, especially towards Scorpion. That was one. And then at the end of the film, Rosario Dawson was supposed to be the nurse for Peter. There was a scene to where she was taking care of him and said, hey, I know how it is to protect a superhero. Obviously, because she was in the Daredevil series. So from there, I know how to protect you and keep you safe. Would that have been so bad, old man? Or did you like what they have?
I think for the Hulk part, I'm okay with it because the fact that I don't think the Punisher would have been afraid of the Lizard.
Okay.
The Punisher damn well showed that he was afraid of the Hulk.
Agreed. Agreed.
So it made comedy relief. The symbiote, I think it would have been interesting to see Spider-Man do the symbiote in this one. Because it would have been cool to see how Spider-Man would have reacted against the Hulk if he had Venom's powers.
Okay.
Because I think he almost went toe-to-toe with the Hulk a little bit. Not much, but he went toe-to-toe with him. Imagine what he would have done if he had a symbiote.
Oh, agreed. Yeah.
But also, I heard another legend is that Toby and Andrew were supposed, either Toby or Andrew was supposed to return into this film again.
Ooh, interesting. Now, where would that have made more sense? Where could they have shown up?
That's why I'm like, it didn't make sense at all for them to show up because there's no reason for them to show up.
Yeah. There's no reason for them to show up within the movie, but if they would have used them as an end credit to the stepping stone for him to return in Secret Wars, that would have made sense.
Yeah. Or they could have been part of his memory when Jean went into his mind.
Oh, yep. Very true. Very true.
She could have also confused them and made them see them in the mirror when he looked at the mirror or something, you know? It would have been interesting to see how she manipulated his mind.
Okay. What do you feel about that Rosario Dawson scene? Do you think they should have kept that scene? I think they should have kept that scene, particularly.
I think so too, but probably in movie timing, they had to probably push her away.
Okay.
So it might come up as deleted scene when the movie comes out.
Okay. All right. I like some of your ideas there. Not bad. And I think I'm on the other spectrum. I would have loved to seen Lizard more because, especially when it came to him going to the university, having a conversation. The other thing was definitely the Venom symbiote because it's more or less of just why the hell did you bring him up in the third film, and now you're not bringing him up in the fourth film? That don't make no sense because from that time frame to what you are currently, there's no way, oh man, that symbiote has not traveled. All right. Now, whether or not the damage control had, you know what I mean, collected him in a sense, that would have been a concept as to another reason why he's involved in damage control. But you do that. It goes back to the MCU making the bad decisions like they did during that time frame after Infinity War and Endgame. You don't connect the storylines. You leave. You have a good story. You tell it. You leave it on a teeter-totter. This is one of those situations. You brought in Venom, but somehow you didn't bring in Tom Hardy versus Tom Holland. So now it's like, all right, what the hell are you gonna do with that Venom symbiote that was left behind? So it's a big question. I put it this way: I need them to answer that question for future films, and especially very soon. Do you agree with that, or do you feel like, it could just be let it run off?
I think they're saving it because Spider-Man doesn't become Venom until Secret Wars. So I feel like that symbiote is out there, and it's taking its time because remember the symbiote only knew Eddie Brock.
Agreed. Yeah. That's true.
So in my mind, that symbiote is on its way to find Peter Parker and find that it could attach to him.
Okay.
And that's when you're gonna need them more when the Secret Wars happens.
Okay. All right. That was good. As allegedly.
Then for a lizard could be killed.
True, man. I'm not gonna lie. They'll pick a good one. Because it's just more or less of Tom Holland's at that right age to have, since obviously everyone else is in college and doing their thing. That's pretty much when the lizard was introduced. John Connors. Well, not Connors, but Connors.
Kurt Connors.
Kurt Connors. Him going to him and trying to figure out what the hell's going on with him. Why, especially right now, yes, the mutation portion of him. Like Connors understood mutation standards as to what he was trying to do with his own mutation for himself, to let's see if I can get genetics and try to deal with all that. And what the change in Tom Holland as his Spider-Man, why he's going to Connors as a mentor to figure out what the hell's happening with him. So, okay, this should be the perfect introduction to him, my opinion. But then again, like we said, it could be the issue that we're having with the MCU and Sony. Maybe Sony is like, nah, I like your idea. We need a few more extra bucks if you're going to involve the lizard now. maybe the MCU's like, you know what? We don't really need him. We can substitute him for the Hulk instead. He's a professor. We can use him again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the second part is, remember, Jean had to control the Hulk, which made it more interesting that she could control the Hulk because she could have easily controlled the Wizard, but controlling the Hulk would have been interesting to see.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Then you're right, because it would, for her to do the Lizard, easy concept, but for her to do the Hulk, it made it more interesting to her power control. I like that idea. Okay, I'm gonna stay with that. I like where we're at with that. Well, it is what it is. On to the next, though. A legend has been said, old man, is that Moon Knight could be returning to Daredevil Born Again Season 3. Because, hey, it wasn't enough that we could be getting the Defenders to return. But all of a sudden, now we're getting the return of Moon Knight for Season 3. I like it. It's a great position for them to bring him back. So, hell yeah. Do you agree?
Yeah, it probably opens the door for Midnight Suns.
Oh yeah, to get preparation for it, right?
Yeah, and especially because with them being Daredevil's area, it helps out because you probably don't need a Moon Knight season 2. All you need is another reason for Moon Knight to appear more just to build up the team.
Yeah.
Secret
True.
Moon or whatever. I
Right.
forget the name.
He's a big piece to it. You got Moon Knight, you got Ghost Rider that's coming up. Obviously, the movie's coming up. Daredevil, Blade, freaking who else? Elektra, if I'm not mistaken, Punisher. You know what I mean? Like you have these characters, street level characters that could be joining in, and not bad. Good place to put them. Good place to put them, right, old man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's that. Now, as the legend has said, after the success of Spider-Man Brand New Day, that Punisher could be coming to the theaters. The movie is possibly in the works over there, the MCU. The MCU loves what John Bernthal has done with Punisher. They now want to invest into him. I like this idea. Do you like it?
Well, look what they did with the Punisher in that last in that 1 hour film they did.
One Last Kill.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that leads to that woman because I'm pretty sure that's where this movie's gonna lead to, is him chasing her.
Yep.
It's gonna be worth the watch.
Agreed. And the story behind it, John having let's put it this way, John perception of him as the Punisher has done phenomenal. Like it's like, yeah, I like the first actor that portrayed the Punisher in the film in back in the Fox era, but John has embodied the Punisher. Now it's more or less like how we say, Stewart is Professor X, John is Punisher, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. You know what I mean? Like it's like those actors did such a great job for these characters. It's hard to kind of see someone else. And I think MCU is like, look, if John's down for, bringing back this character and keep returning to it, let's do it for the fans. I think this is why they're saying it. And I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder how gory it's gonna be.
That's a good question. Do you think they should do a rated R?
Oh yeah, I believe they should, especially if it's gonna be a movie in cinema.
Yeah.
I would focus more on teenagers that could watch Punisher.
Yeah. Agreed. Now because they've done Deadpool rated R, why the hell not should you do Punisher rated R?
especially because it fits Punisher more, just as
Yes.
much.
Agreed. No, I agree with you on that one. Okay. Ooh, that'll be interesting. That'll be great. That'll be great. On to the next alleged that have been said, but Storm could be appearing in Black Panther 3, old man. And now that we've gotten these other MCU characters that have been pronounced and addressed, this is a perfect timing for them to bring back Storm to, to the MCU limelight, right? This is the perfect time frame because we all know in the comics, her and Black Panther become wife and husband. And right now, when it comes to, as we talked about, the age groups of what they've announced, the Black Panther's 32, the actor David Johnson, you can definitely bring in Storm, who could be around the same age, if not in her late 20s, to be a love interest to Black Panther. This is perfect. She can now be the great setup to what's coming up to the X-Men. I'm loving this idea. And I think for Ryan Coogler being in charge of it, let's freaking go. What do you think, man?
I like the idea myself. I think it's cool to see, kind of like they did with Spider-Man. It's nice to probably, instead of introducing all the X-Men in a movie, probably introduce them in different pieces of different people's universes. You did that with Beast. He appeared in a different movie for like a small moment. Professor X appeared in the Wizard movie.
Doctor Strange 3, Madness of 2, Madness of Multiverse.
Yeah. So for Black Panther, that would be a pretty cool concept.
Yep.
To see what happens between them.
Yeah, definitely. So fans, get excited because if this is true, like we said, it's allegedly. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. I know everyone's been talking about allegedly the casting for it and who they want, but let's put it this way. Thank God it's not going to be Cynthia, whatever her name is, that portrayed as the wizard and the Wicked Witch of the West, or whatever case to be in the Wizard, right? Thank God it's not her. All right? Thank God it's not her. Thank you. Thank you. Jeez and tripes. I'm glad about that. I'm glad they're eliminating that aspect of it. Just saying. All right, old man. This is the last allegedly that's been said on the show today. Okay, the last topic, so we can get some rest for you to chill, because obviously you need to get your nutrients and get some good night chills. But the Russo brothers is allegedly developing a Judgment Day Avengers flick. All right. Which then tells it's coming from the comics, because these guys, these directors, read the damn comics. So that being said, they're bringing this comic, which then brings in the characters from Avengers, X-Men, Celestials, Eternals, but also the Shi'ar Imperial Guard, which we all know comes from X-Men, the Phoenix saga. So, friggin' A. I'm ready for this. What do you think, old man?
I have to look more into it because I'm not too familiar with that one.
Me neither.
But if they're doing something like that big of a movie,
yep,
then yeah, go for it. Russo brothers know what they're doing when it comes to comics. Like you said, they read the comics. They're familiar with the work.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be disappointed with what they produce for us.
Agreed.
They just getting banger after banger after banger.
It's more or less. I'm glad the MCU and the Marvel and Disney itself franchise decided to bring back them to tell more stories. We all know, yes, they after the end game, they were like, nah, if we do come back, we would rather do the Secret Wars. They wanted to definitely do the Secret Wars script, and they definitely want to tell that story. But also too, they wanted to come back during the X-Men era. So we are in that era now. So it is good to say that they're back with the Marvel franchise, but also that we can entrust that they're going to give us a fucking solid story that develops from the comics, but also to what the evolution is for us fans. I trust in it. I truly do. I like it. I'm not mad at it at all whatsoever. Let's freaking go. Yeah. I'm cool with this, old man. I'm liking this. I'm liking what we're going at right now. It seems to be dope. But that's all I got for you, old man. That's all I got for you for today. I thank you for being on the show for 3 hours.
Yeah, because apparently the one that's supposed to do if he wasn't here.
Agreed. Never show back up. So we appreciate you for staying with us, man. And thank y'all fans for staying tuned. Here on, obviously Twitch and obviously fucking on Kick and also here on YouTube. Thank you guys for staying tuned with us and chiming in, coming in, and having fun with us for the show. It was glad to be back. Glad that we were able to talk about some good stuff. And we wrote down notes because we definitely want to continue on with the next show of Let's Talk About It and some of the stuff. So, hey, let's do it, man. I'm ready for it again, man. I'm back in the limelight. Internet's good, fixed. Let's have some fun. Right on, man?
Yeah, I'm down for it.
That was good. Appreciate you. Any last thing before we say goodbye to the fans, peoples? Before you head on out.
Yeah, congratulations to Chelsea Green on winning the World Women's Championship finally.
Facts.
That was something.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, everybody be ready to have fun in Chicago and Fan Expo Comic Con.
Oh yeah, that's coming up soon. That is coming up soon. Yes, indeed.
The big actors over there.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, stay tuned, everybody. Next Friday in general, we'll try to keep it up, stay back on time schedule as normal. Friday nights and stuff here, do the ReJect rundown. This time around, most likely the news would definitely be less than what we've done so far. All right, we'll keep it as a normal schedule. It's just obviously us being gone for a couple weeks. A lot of the stuff that we talked about was important for us to get off our chest. So stay tuned. Hopefully we have some good fun. Ready for it. I think everyone here is definitely gonna have a good show. And appreciate you for tuning in for sure. Let's have some fun, though, man. Let's stay tuned and we'll keep talking, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm down for it.
Sounds good. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.